Oh shit. Do we need lo-fi for this? Yeah, we need lo-fi for this. Not too loud. But we need lo-fi for this. That's for goddamn sure. Hi. Hello. Hey guys. Speed it up. You can't speed it up. It's live, my boy. Oh, Proby's the nerd. Hello, everyone. How are you? Wubba lubba dub dub to you as well. Hey guys. I gotta get the lo-fi up. You can't have this stream without the lo-fi. That's for sure. A surprise stream. What? I haven't streamed for a week now. Over a week. That's the first time in, I don't know, probably over a year that I haven't streamed. Play myself at 1.5 speed. I don't know if I can do that. Thanks, Grandam. Appreciate it, buddy. We're gonna go over a lot on stream tonight, and I have no idea how long it's gonna take me, but we're gonna go over it tonight because I got blocked. I got blocked, guys. First time I've ever gotten an email like this. Nani? Yeah, this is the first time I've ever gotten an email like this, and so we're gonna go over facts. I don't know what could cause this to get demonetized, but we're going to go over some facts tonight. I got blocked for the first time ever by YouTube. All my videos get demonetized, obviously. I don't get ads on them. But I got an email today, and it says, due to a copyright claim, my video has been blocked from Vice. Popular, thanks, man. Glitch Mob. Mike Cuff says, shout out, bro. All right. So I got blocked. My video about the Starbucks incident, the truth about the viral Starbucks incident, got blocked. It's blocked in all countries now, and no one can view it. I kind of, I was mad about the demonetization thing, but I've never been fucking blocked by any. None of my videos have ever been blocked. This shit got straight up blocked, man. My Starbucks video. No one can watch it. Yeah, so that's the first time that's ever happened. I don't know. It's very disheartening, you know? Like, you take my ads, but you're seriously just going to take one of my videos from me that didn't have anything bad in it? Anyways. Let me turn down the lo-fi a little bit. I don't know. I figured I'd make a video. Vice 1, Donut 0, right? Jennifer, thank you so much. Can't wait for the next spoiled mayo. Oh my god, you know it's not funny because it's his livelihood as well, but old Patty Mayo, they fucking took down half of his videos because of some bullshit YouTube did. And I know I goof on him and I make fun of him a lot, but fuck, YouTube's screwing him bad too. But yeah, there's a lot of hate for law enforcement, and we're gonna go over a lot of stuff tonight. And if you guys want to stick around and hang out, then feel free to. But we're going to go over every single person killed by police in the month of April. That's what we're going to do. I don't have
Thanks for all of the great content.
I don't know how much that is.
Baltimore City Academy.
Oh, thank you, dude. Prime, $3. So we're going to go over every single. Holy cats, are you sick, Holy Cats? Please tell me you're not sick. All right, so we're going to go over every single police shooting that happened. Actually, not shooting, but every single person who was killed by police in the month of April. And I've got a little thing up here in the top right-hand corner. If you can't see it, it says justified, not justified, and questionable, because there's a lot of police hate going around today. I have this video up because I love Childish Gambino. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. I like Donnell Glover's music. He's one of my favorite artists out there. And I get this video. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I get this video. He's talking about how, like, dancing and singing, this is my interpretation of it. Dancing and singing takes away from the real problems in America. It's like people get shot, then you got some people up on stage dancing and singing, and people focus their attention on that, not the real problems in America. But a few lines in here kind of got me, because it focuses solely on police, and there's a lot of police cars in this video, and I think there's a little message underneath there. But I love Childish Gambino. This one just kind of struck a nerve, so that's why we're going to go over. Police be tripping now, and then it shows a bunch of police cars and a bunch of other shit in here. I don't want this video to get demonetized, so I'm not going to play the rest of it. But police be tripping now. Donnell Glover said it. So we're going to go over how much police tripped in the month of April. Like I said, this can be boring. This might be boring, but we're going to go over every single one of them. We're going to put them all up in my little notepad right there. Okay, here we're going to see how bad police are tripping. Donnell Glover says police are tripping. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to, don't let's trip acid. That'd make this a little bit more fun. All right. Man. Well, let's get started with it. The website I like to use for this, which is extremely accurate. It's a free website. The person actually put out that they're looking for aid. I don't know if they're for police.
YouTube. Just stream it on Twitch and keep the VOD up.
Thanks, Super.
As long as it's okay with Twitch TOS.
All right, so the video that I use, yay, no potato, Jonah Burns. Thank you, buddy. Vice apparently doesn't know what fair use is. The video, or the website that I use is called killedbypolice.net. I don't know if they're anti-police or for police, but they have a great library of everyone killed by police almost ever. And they have links to every single one of them. If they are anti-police, I don't think they understand how much they help me and my research out. But we're going to go over every single one of them. What am I drinking tonight? I found this stuff. I'm dehydrated. I spent all week like hanging out with friends out of town and drinking. So I'm actually hydrating by drinking alcoholic water right now. Life pro tip there. The stream didn't fucking freeze. Just refresh your browser. It does that every single time when I get 5 minutes into a stream. Oh, man. All right. Fuck. Let's start with the first one. Like I said, we're going to count every single one of them. If I make a mistake, go ahead. Let me know I made a mistake. The stream's going to shit for you. Yeah, it's going to do that. Just refresh the shit. Oh, God. Did they take my stream down? Stream ain't frozen. Just reload, guys. Just reload. Happens every time. At about 5 to 7 minutes in, it happens every single time. Hold on just a second, boys and girls. All right, here we go. Starting off at April 1st, 2018, Joseph Walden Johnson Jr. was killed by police. Oh, this happened in St. Tammy Parish. It's got to be Louisiana if it's a parish, right? Deputy shot, suspect killed after vehicle chase. St. Tammy's Parish Sheriff's Department was shot during a pursuit before sunrise morning, April 1st, according to a news release. Shortly before 5 a.m., deputies attempted to pull over a man believed to be involved in vehicle burglaries. The man fled in his car, according to the Sheriff's Department. After a brief chase, the man crashed into a ditch. The deputies and the man they were chasing exchanged gunfire. The man was shot and killed by one of the deputies. The man was shot and killed, and one of the deputies was shot and was undergoing surgery for his wounds Sunday morning. All right, exchange gunfire. That's number one. We got it justified. He shot a cop. That's justified. Got number one right there. Continuing. Number two, 321st person killed by police this year. Worst April Fools ever. Oh, come on. 320 April 1st, 2018. Brian Bellamy, 41 years old. This happened in Greenville. Is this near me? Is this Greenville, South Carolina? Oh, it's Greenville, North Carolina. A man is dead after an officer involved shooting in Pitt County early Sunday morning. They received a 911 call of a domestic-related stabbing. According to a news release from the Greenville Police Department, the first officer who arrived on the scene found the suspect, a 41-year-old male, holding a large knife. The officer asked him to drop the knife, and the suspect did not comply. The suspect then advanced on the officer with the knife, and the officer drew his work-issued firearm and shot and killed the suspect. That's number two. 2 for justified. All right. Second police shooting in the month of April. April 1st, 2018. We're still in the first 322nd shooting. Crescencio, I don't know. Mr. Rodriguez, 33 years old. Let's look at this one. Love your channel, Don. Thank you, Daniel. Deputies shoot, kill man after finding woman shot twice near Southside home. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office deputies shot and killed a man after responding to the city South Side, where they found a woman shot twice near her home. After discovering the woman believed to be in her 50s, deputies began to search for the gunman who was believed to be in his 30s. The unidentified man later popped out of a nearby wooded area and drew a weapon. He failed to comply with deputies, and they opened fire on the suspect. We're going to put justified number 3 for now. All right, number 3. Tanega, Daniel. Tanega, thank you so much, dude. I told you this is going to be kind of a boring stream. There's a lot of police hate going around, so I'm just going to give you guys facts. Donnell Glover said the police be tripping, and we're going to see how much they're tripping in the month of April. We're going to go through all of these. There's about 100. So stick around, don't stick around. I don't give a fuck, but I'm going to keep telling the truth, and we're going to see how much police are tripping in the month of fucking April. So police killed the guy. He shot a woman twice. He came out of the woods with a gun. They told him to drop the gun. That's number 3. Still on April 1st, 323rd person killed by police this year. Christopher Lamar Hall, 34 years old. Oh, fuck off with that. Police officer wounded in Jackson. Suspect shooter killed. The officer injuries were not considered life-threatening. A woman was also injured. All right. There is not much information on this one, but it says police are responding to what Rose said was a dispute. The shooting was reported 1:30 p.m. April 1st. A man opened fire. The alleged suspect was shot dead and an investigation is underway. So a man opened fire on police. We're going to put that as justified. Number 4. Moving on. Tripping all day long, right? Hey, what's that?
You
hey, thank you.
Mofo, love you, man.
Thank you so much. Goof. Really? Blah, blah, blah. What were we on? Were we on Timothy? No, we're on Timothy now. April 1st was on April 1st. Is 324th person. Sorry, I'm going to fly through this. I talk fast. We got a lot to go through. Georgia murder suspect shot. Killed by Tampa police. Timothy Wyatt is believed to have shot and killed his girlfriend and wounded 2 juveniles. Operator Juno, thank you so much. Hey, Donut, AC broken and it's 90 degrees out. Oh, god damn, dude. Save your money and spend it on your fucking AC. Thank you so much, though. Tampa Police Department learned a fugitive may be hiding out in the Tampa area. Police located his vehicle, a Chevy Impala, and started trailing him. He realized he was being followed and started shooting at police. I don't have to hear any fucking more. They shot and killed him. Justified. We're going to do number 5. Edward Davidson, thank you so much, dude. Where are we at? That was Tampa, right? Florida. Yeah, we're in Louisiana now. Bobby Hinton, 60-year-old Bobby Hinton. Deputy involved shooting. First live stream. What's up, man? We're just looking at how much police were tripping in April. A deputy responded to a domestic disturbance. Might I remind you, I talk about it all the time. Domestic disturbances are some of the most dangerous calls for police officers. Emotions are running high. Very, very tense. And usually, someone has a gun or a knife. Domestic disturbance. He arrived. He exited the vehicle. We had immediate contact with the complainant and the suspect, later identified as Bobby Hinton. So the deputy gets out. He has contact with both parties in the domestic disturbance. Within seconds of the deputy exiting his patrol unit, Hinton brandished a handgun and fired 2 shots at the deputy. I don't have to hear any more. We're going to chalk that up as number 6 being justified. All right. Stupid fuck. John Wussler, 58 years old, from Arizona. Here we go. Enjoy the content, Donut. You always make a cripple stay. Eddie. Oh, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Adam, love you too. Thank you for the super chat. Fuck, did I get that one? Arizona. We're on Arizona. We're on the 326th person killed by police, and we're 6 justified in, so every single one of them were without a doubt justified. And I'm not saying there are not, unjustified shootings. They happen, and that's why I have this up here. We're going to tally every motherfucking shooting in April. Phoenix police shoot man after foot chase. Officers were called to the area of Monte Vista Road, blah, 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 for reports of a burglary felony. Said the owner of the home had an order of protection against the man they were chasing. The suspect lived at the house previously and had returned to gather some property. While on his way to the house, officers also learned the suspect had an outstanding misdemeanor warrant. He fled into the backyard by jumping a fence. He ran to a nearby apartment complex where a struggle ensued. The officer was able to push the suspect away and draw his taser. As the officer did, the suspect removed a handgun from his waistband and pointed it at the officer. The officer dropped his taser, removed his handgun, and fired at the suspect, ending the threat. Okay, we're going to do number 7 of April. I'm sorry, that's justified. The officer tried to tase him. He pulled a handgun from his pocket, pointed at the officer. Officer shot and killed him. That's justified. We're at number 7. Okay, moving along. Donut's bought a new fan. I can hear your lovely voice. And thanks, Levi. Thank you. Would I take fire department patches as well? I would take fire department patches. Thank you so much. Where the fuck are we at right now? That was the Arizona one, right? Wait, there's no. Oh shit. Yes. No. We're on Texas now because that was John Woosler. Was it? Yeah. Okay. Texas Rangers are investigating an officer-involved shooting left one man dead. Deputies involved. We're going over these quick, guys. She called a third party. Someone was fighting with his girlfriend. Alvarez's mother called authorities because her son was fighting with his girlfriend and wouldn't stop. The girlfriend wanted to leave, but Alvarez wouldn't let her. That's called kidnapping. He got a knife, but he didn't intend to assault anyone. Vega told her son that police were outside. That's when he went outside with the knife, but both hands were up. Several family members were present, and he was shot. There were 4 shots. So he had a knife in his hand, deadly weapon. He was shot. I don't know. Do you guys want to do questionable on this one? He had a knife in his hand. He went outside. Police were there, and 4 shots were fired. What do you want to do, guys? Questionable or justified? I sent you money. I binge watched your stuff. Comment on the Bueno Park Police Department and the Mentos guy just hit the net. All right, Jay. I'll take a look at that, man. Questionable? We'll do questionable. Okay. Questionable until more info. I agree with you guys. Questionable until more info. All right. We got our first questionable. We're 8 shootings in. That was... What was it? This was the Texas one. Yeah, Texas. Okay. Missouri. Donald P. Cutler, 38 years old. This is April 1st. This is the last one on April 1st. Belton police fatally shot man reportedly wielding knife during disturbance at home. Responded to a reported armed disturbance at home. The shooting occurred at 11:30. The police department said in a written statement. Police said officers were called to the home for a reported armed disturbance. Police on Tuesday declined to discuss. So we're reporting to an armed disturbance. That's a hot call. Neighbors told the local television station that the man who was shot had been threatening people with a knife, yelling racial slurs, and smelled of alcohol. So he was threatening bystanders with a knife. He threatened to kill me and my family, a neighbor said. According to the police department, arriving officers encountered a 38-year-old man and shot him. The man was taken to the hospital where he died. Questionable or justified? He was threatening neighbors. He told them that he was going to kill them. He told neighbors he was going to kill them. Read again. You guys can go here and read this. The shooting is still being investigated. This one is justified. All right. I'd see a lot of justifieds. I see some questionables and some justifieds. Where's Timothy Oliphant when you need him? Every time I read justified, I think of Timothy Oliphant. All right. You know what? I'm getting more justifieds than questionable. You know what? Why don't we have an in the middle? You guys want to have an... shit. Never mind. I'm overwhelmed with justifieds. All right. 8. Got 8. We're going to be doing this for a minute, guys. That was... Fuck, which one was that? I'm sorry, I'm losing my place really easy. Okay, we're back on Florida. We got a Florida man here because this is April 2nd. We are now on April 2nd. There was only 1 person killed by police on April 2nd. Let me read some super chats real quick, guys. 225 in the UK. First say Metropolitan Police. Hello, mate. What's up, man? Thank you very much. You won't like me. Kelly, I will pay to watch you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thanks for starting my 18-hour shift on a high note. Yes, Barry, absolutely. We got a Florida man. That's what we got coming on, right? April 2nd. The only person killed by police on April 2nd. Oh, Timothy Thomas was murdered. A politician says his prison death is part of an epidemic. I don't know what this one is about. He told an officer he didn't want to go to breakfast. So this is in a prison. He was a prisoner that died. There's not much information about it.
Making my way downtown.
Thanks, John.
Walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound, staring blankly ahead.
The official cause of death is under investigation. This is going to be questionable. This was a prison. He was in prison already. We're going to mark this up as questionable. All right, that's unquestionable. Because I don't know shit about anything that goes on in a prison, and the investigation is still ongoing, and there's a lot of cops that'll tell you some shady stuff goes on in some prisons. I'm not saying prisons are bad. I'm not saying that by any means, but I don't know what's going on here, so that's questionable. Making my way downtown, walking fast. Where we're at? That was the Florida one, right? All right, we're on to April 3rd. I'm gonna go a little bit faster here, guys. Person shot by Salt River Police at shopping center March 23rd has died. Forge Fan Creations. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate all the super chats I'm getting. Hey, Mustache Medic. What's up, big boy? Everyone tell Mustache Medic congratulations because he graduated from the police academy on Friday. You know what? Let's do an in the middle right here. Because I think that's going to be an in the middle. Because I don't know shit about prisons. And I don't know what happened there. Do I think the U.S. should continue executing dangerous criminals? Absolutely. I 100% agree with capital punishment. Was shot by police March 23rd. Took him a while to die. It has been nearly 2 weeks since the shooting. Any identifying information about the person who was fatally shot or the police officer who did it? That's really weird. Salt River Police said they were called about a person making threats and gesturing that they had a weapon. Orozco said the person was armed with an unspecified weapon and advanced on an officer in a threatening manner. The officer then shot the person who later died at the hospital. I haven't heard about this one yet. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. You're a correctional officer from Texas. Thank you for what you do. That's going to go under, yeah, not enough information, Amish. Yeah, what about not enough info? That's good for that one. This one's going to go under not enough info. Questionable until more info. Yeah, just like the prison one. I think the prison one is not enough info. We're going to go with not enough info right there. I keep losing my fucking place. I need to move it to where I'm at. That was the first April 3rd one, right? Yeah, that was the April 3rd one. Okay, 330th person killed by police this year. This is going to be in Alabama, my home state of Alabama. Man dies after officer involved shooting in Huntsville. A man named Lewis Parker was suicidal, had a gun. When police arrived, they saw Parker holding the gun. They briefly talked to Parker once on the scene and commanded him to drop the gun. The altercation led to one of the officers firing at the 49-year-old man. He had a gun. They told him to drop the gun, and there was an altercation. What do you guys think? Justified? There's not a lot of information, but he did have a gun. He was suicidal, and he ended up getting shot by police. So, it's up to you. What do you think? Suicide by cop? It kind of seems like a suicide by cop. Probably justified. See, that probably is what gets me. Justified? I'm seeing some justified. Questionable? Justified? Possibly justified. All right, we're going to go with justified. Ooh, I don't know. Not enough info. I'm going to go with not enough info. I'm going with not enough info. I love police officers, but I don't know. I would love to see body cam of that one. All right, we're going to go with not enough info on that one. Oh, where are we at? Alabama. That was Alabama. That was Jeffrey Louise Parker in Huntsville, right? Yep. All right, on to No Name, April 4th. What's going on April 4th? Okmulgee police shoot, kill a suicidal man. Hey, here's another one. Spicy meme vendor. Yeah, man, for sure. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says they're investigating deadly officer involved shooting in Okmulgee. Is that a reservation? I don't know if I'm fucking pronouncing that. Wednesday, they responded to the budget in Oak Mulkey for a disturbance call. Police said they found a man who was threatening suicide and had a knife to his own throat. They told him to drop the knife, but he did not comply and advanced on officers. Multiple officers shot the man. I'm going with justified. He advanced on the officers with a knife. But knives aren't deadly weapons. I love when people say that. It's just a little cut. Did you guys ever see that tweet I found on Twitter where the person said, it's just a little stab? Someone legitimately said, it's just a little stab. That was someone's argument against me with something I posted. That was Ogulmiglicki, right? All right, we're at Texas. So if officers lost this year. Jack, that'd be a good idea, man. Thank you very much for the super chat. Aiden Renee Marrero, 34 years old. Texas on April 4th still. Oak Mogi. Thanks, John. Add a suspected suicide category. I mean, that would still fall under justified, not justified, questionable, or not enough info, I believe. Suspect dead following officer involved shooting. One person is dead, another arrested, another on the run. Officers confronted. They were called saying that at least one of the men was armed with a long gun. Oh, hold on. I missed this part. Multiple people broke into an apartment on blah, blah, blah. So we got a burglary at nighttime. Someone called 911 saying at least one of the men was armed with a long gun. Corpus Christi police arrived and confronted the offenders as they were leaving the apartment, and one armed offender was shot by police. He died at the scene. They arrested a 25-year-old man, while a man between the ages of 20 to 30 took off on foot. All right, so it was a burglary. One was armed with a long gun, and one of them got shot. I'm going to go with justified on that one. Who are you, Donuts? Is who am I? Just search up Donut's real name. Justified. That was Texas. Sahid Vassal, 34 years old. This is still April 4th. That sounds familiar. Was this a popular one? Oh, yeah, the guy holding the metal pipe. I did a full video on this one.
Do you like baseball?
Hydro. I'm not a fan of baseball, buddy. This is the guy. Yeah, this is the guy that was walking up to people. Yeah, okay. I'm going justified on this one. You guys remember this one? I did a whole video about this. It's where he walked up with the metal pipe that looked like a gun. It was pointing it in people's faces like that. And police showed up on scene, and he did the shooting stance at police, and they ended up shooting him. Three or four people called police and said, he pointed a gun in my face. So, I'm going with justified on that one. You cannot sway my opinion on that. Police arrived on scene with the information they were given, and they walk up, and they see a guy matching the description, take that metal pipe or whatever he had, and do that at them. So... Oh, Spicy Meme Vendor. Thank you so much. Dun, dun, dun. It's games. What's up, man? All right. On to the next. That was Sahid, right? Yeah, Sahid Vassal. Alexis Stinson, 44 years old, of Arizona. Phoenix police shoot, kill woman. Police started. Stinson ran out of the home. Officers were responding to call of shots fired, and they hit the caller's home. So the person that called 911 was like, "This crazy motherfucker shot my house." Stinson reportedly ran out with a rifle, pointed the weapon at officers, and fired shots, which prompted 3 officers to respond fire, hitting the woman. Justified. Ontario. Watching from Ontario. Thank you so much, buddy. Get that was easy button, operator. All right, that was justified. That was Stinson, right? Grady Park, 70 years old, out of Georgia. Huh. What's up with this one? Suspect and deputy involved shooting in Pike County dies.
We have learned new details involving an officer.
I'm the one talking, sweetheart. shit. An initial investigation. Pike County Sheriff's Department got a call to a report of a person holding a gun.
Have you ever considered streaming videos of cop watchers and commenting on them?
I have before. We
By
make
the way,
fun of
first
them.
time I'm happy a cop cost me money.
Thank you very much. They got a call at 2:28 p.m. to report a person holding a gun at another. So someone pointing a gun at someone. When deputies arrived there, they found 70-year-old Grady Parks armed with a shotgun and another handgun chasing the person who called 911. They ordered him to drop his weapon, but the orders were not heeded. A deputy then used his taser. So you got a deputy trying to tase someone who's holding a shotgun and a pistol. It was unsuccessful. That's when the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said a brief struggle broke out between the 70-year-old and deputies. In the next few moments, the GBI said Parks reportedly raised his shotgun at deputies and fired. However, the shot missed when the deputies subsequently fired his weapon, hitting Parks twice. That is definitely justified. Oh, blah, blah, blah. That was Grady Parks, 70 years old. Next, we have Luis Alberto Garcia Vera, 24 years old, out of California. Looks like San Francisco on this one. Man who was shot by the Petaluma police officers during a 2-hour standoff. So we got a 2-hour standoff. 24-year-old, blah, blah, blah. The reporter said the man was making suicidal threats and was possibly armed with a gun. That's what the reporting party said. So the officers showed up on scene knowing there was a suicidal person there who possibly had a gun. They tried to negotiate with him, and nearby apartments were evacuated. He pulled out the firearm and tried to shoot himself in the head. He checked the firearm and tried to reload it and then pointed it at officers. 5 officers fired 16 shots. Justified. He pointed a gun at cops. Suicide by cop, but still justified. He pointed it at police. Where are we at? Mitchell Nelson, 36 years old of Washington. 12-hour Federal Way standoff. God damn, a 12-hour standoff on this one, boys and girls. 12-hour standoff in Federal Way ended with a shootout and the death of a suspect. 36-year-old man was with a woman when they got into a hit and run. They ran from the scene and into a neighborhood. They tried to steal a vehicle. When police arrived, the man got out of the vehicle and broke into a home which was unoccupied at the time. The woman was taken into custody. They set up a perimeter. There was a standoff. The homeowner told officers that there was weapons inside the house and that the man may have armed himself with one of their guns. A SWAT team was called. They tried to negotiate. Officers tried to flush him out with flashbangs and pepper spray as procedure. That's always fun. Pat Pastafarian, thank you so much, man. Who am I? Thank you so much. Brandon, thank you, buddy. Hold up. The guy barricaded inside our house. After hours of trying to get him out, SWAT officers entered the home and tried to find the man. After a slow and careful search, he was found in a small room in the basement. The man fired at SWAT officers, who then returned fire. Guess what's that? God damn, words are hard tonight. Guess what that equals? Number 15 on our justified list of all the shootings in April. This is Washington, right? Yep. Next up, New York. 81 years old. That's the oldest one we've seen tonight. It might be the oldest one we have tonight. Robert Litholf of New York, 81 years old. He's also filing false accusations when men do it versus women do it. What are the consequences? Why are the consequences usually different? Not another taco? I never realized the consequences were different. I'm going to have to look into that, buddy.
Now at noon, still tracking that breaking news in Greece.
Man dead after officer involved shooting in Greece. Was this New York? The 81-year-old? Yeah, New York. Greece, New York. Greece police chief says a man called 911 at around 2 a.m. claiming he was going to kill his wife. What's the website called? It's called killedbypolice.net. It's very informative. Tend to be non-white. It's possible they're more prone to breaking. Oh, let's see. It's O2 Grand Dam. I don't know. We'll look. We'll talk about that when it's over. All right. So guy threatened to kill his wife. Man confronted the officer with a rifle. Officer told him to drop the gun, but instead he pointed it at the officer. That's when the officer shot and killed him. 16. And my point behind doing all this is just to say, if you use your fucking brain instead of watching music videos and following what Vox or Now This or anyone on Twitter is saying, holy fuck, look, we're already this far into April, and we've got 16 justified. All right, we're on to William Frazier of Pennsylvania, 40 years old. Isn't that crazy how when you use critical thinking, you kind of realize that the police aren't tripping, Donnell Glover. Volant, Pennsylvania. Investigators are trying to find out why that was a donation.
All these
Thanks,
deaths were
buddy.
avoidable. Why didn't they just pepper spray the guns?
He's got a good point. Why didn't they just pepper spray the guns, possibly tase the knife? We'll never know. 40-year-old William Frazier. I did a video. Did I do a video on this one? He fired several shots that struck a new Wilmington Borough police cruiser. All right, we're going to mark that up as justified. Moving on. Rafael Ramirez, 56 years old. YouTuber stuff. Thank you so much. What sort of small service in South Dakota do you think would be guided to attempt to go on? This is a full-time deputy. There are around 80 full-time deputies. Dude, if you're feeling like you want to do law enforcement full-time Blake Bent, then just fucking do it, man. If you think you can do it and you think you want to do it, then go ahead, man. Because one of the no trespassing sign posted anywhere though. Brandon, it's kind of common sense though. If you're trespassing in an area where you probably shouldn't be, or if you're in an area you probably shouldn't be, like that might be trespassing. It's just, you know, it's all in your head. Like use that brain of yours. It's really fucking weird, isn't it? Where'd you heard? South Bend. Where the fuck are we at now? Which one did I just click on? This one, Indiana. Person shot by South police called to a person armed with a knife who was threatening to kill a resident and others. When officers arrived, they were confronted by the knife-wielding individual. The suspect was rushed to the hospital. that escalated quickly. There were multiple witnesses. Mothers walking. Jerry Bro said that his mother was walking in a nearby alley when a woman ran out of a back door screaming for help and saying the man threatened to throw her over a balcony. They were called to the reports of a person armed with a knife who was threatening to kill residents. What do you guys think? Not enough information? You got someone with a knife threatening to kill people. Police arrived on scene. The guy ended up getting shot dead. What do you guys think? Justified, not justified, questionable, or not enough info? Get some justifieds. Not enough info. Justified. Not enough info. Not enough info. Justified. Justified. Not enough info. Ooh, I'm getting a big mix. Not enough info. All right. Need more info. I'm getting more not enough info than anything else. All right. Moving along. That was the Indiana person. Yeah. Arizona. Kevin Baldwin, 30 years old. Mesa PD. Suspect ID not dead after officer involved shooting. Convenience store. He violated his order of protection by making threats against his estranged wife and obtained a gun, which he was not allowed to do. When he exited the store, officers tried to arrest him before he got back into the car. Baldwin briefly ran into the parking lot before grabbing his gun from his waistband. An officer tries to use a stun gun, taser, but it didn't bring him down. Baldwin fired at least 2 shots before a second officer shot him. All right, so he had an order of protection. He was a felon. He wasn't supposed to have a gun. He had a gun. He fired 2 shots at officers, and he was subsequently killed. Number 18 on Justified. That was Mr. Baldwin. Now we're on to California, April 5th, 2018. Deonte Yarber, 26 years old. There's a witness video in this one. 1 dead, 2 injured after officer involved shooting in Barstow. Did I get another super chat? Gerald says, hi, Donut. Thanks, buddy. San Bernardino, investigating a fatal officer involved shooting. They located a black Ford Mustang driven by a suspect that they recognized as a suspect that was wanted for a recent crime. He was suspected of stealing the vehicle. He pulled the vehicle into a parking space as the patrol cars approached the driver, reversed, and accelerated towards the officer, striking one of the patrol cars. Oh, this is that one. They gave him commands to stop and exit the vehicle. The driver then accelerated a second time towards officers and struck a second patrol car. At that time, an officer-involved shooting occurred. All right, Justified. This is the one that people were having trouble believing. This is the one. The headline read, "Black father killed." It was like black father killed by police for being in Walmart parking lot or something like that. Have I seen the new Childish Gambino video? This is America. It's trending #1. That's why I'm doing this right now. Let's go over this real quick. This one's justified, by the way, so I'm going to do that as a number 19. If you're just jumping on here, the reason I'm doing this is partially because of the Childish Gambino video. I love Donnell Glover's music, big hip-hop fan. But this part right here.
Look what I'm whipping up. This is America. Don't got you slipping up. Look how I'm living up. Police be tripping up.
Police be tripping now. We're going over how bad police were tripping in April. And so far, we are pretty far into it. We got 19 justified, 1 questionable, and 4 with not enough info. So, yeah, police are really fucking tripping. Shit, what were we on? That was Deonte? Yeah, that was Deonte. Oh, Fremont shootout. Police kill man with gun at gas station. Oh, there's a paywall. You fuckers. Hold on. I'm going to do a little... Undercover police pickup truck jumped a median, pulled into the parking lot. He pointed a gun at officers behind a gas station. All right. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. All right. Pointed guns at officers. 20. That was Nathaniel? Was that Nathaniel? Yeah, that was Nathaniel, wasn't it? We're on to Brenda Jeanette Harrison Bumbry, 50 years old. Yeah. U.S. Park Police, wife dead. Damn. U.S. Park Police officer and wife dead in murder-suicide? I didn't read about this one. A U.S. Park Police officer killed his wife before turning the gun on himself. Is this really an officer-involved shooting? Did they really put this on here? All right, we're not... Did police kill him? Killed it? No, it was a murder-suicide. All right, that doesn't count. That's a murder-suicide. What website am I getting the list of incidents from? It's called killedbypolice.net. Just type in killed by police on Google. I'm not counting that one. That doesn't count. Christina, thank you so much for complimenting my unique humor. Technically true because a police officer did it. No, that's fucked up. I'm not going to count that one. He was obviously having some fucking issues and shot himself, or shot his wife and then shot himself. Technically, his wife was killed by police. I mean, technically, it's on killedbypolice.net, but that was not an officer-involved shooting. Thank you, Zach.
Live Leo recaps are amazing, and the work you put into is inspiring. Love B.
I appreciate it, man.
Vince Donut, keep it up.
All right, thank you so much. That was Brenda. Jonathan, where were we? Jonathan, out of California. Jonathan Eric Alexander, 26, out of California. Authorities shoot kill driver who fired at K9. I'm sorry. Okay. You know what? I almost did something there that I condemn people for all the time, which was read a title and then make my judgment. I'm going to read the rest of the story. Sorry. I almost said justified, but we'll read the rest of the story. Maybe he had a reason for shooting at a K9. They shot and killed a man after pursuing him across Yuba County after he fired at a police dog. All right, justified. Fuck. Where are we at? Junior Davis Lopez, 22 years old, out of Nevada. Did the K9 shoot him? Right? Oh, man. Officer-involved shooting happened shortly before 5 a.m. while officers conducted a vehicle stop. According to Captain Christopher Little, the driver got out of the car with a gun in his hand, and he dropped to the ground but picked it up and pointed it at officers. I remember seeing the body camera footage of this. He got out of his car, threw his gun on the ground. I don't know if you guys saw this. I think it's on Police Activity. They told him not to pick the gun up, and he reached for the gun and picked it up, and they shot and killed him. I'm going with justified on this one. If you guys want to research this a little bit more, I got a lot of videos to go over, so I can't go over every single one of these specifically, but you can look them up yourself. This is... Fuck, what's his name? In case you want to look this up. This is Junior Lopez, and this is out of Las Vegas. Suicide by Bortwork Nom Nom, right? Thank you for setting a good example, Doma. Thank you, GIK. His girlfriend, yeah. How Gamers Play says in chat, his girlfriend was screaming the entire time. Yeah, she was screaming the entire time. But, I mean, the guy, they told him not to pick the gun up. He got out of his car and threw it on the ground. And the officers still didn't shoot him. They're like, don't touch that gun. And he reaches for the gun, and they fucking shoot him. So that's justified. Daniel Allen Yielding, 23 years old, out of Arizona. We're on April, god damn, we're only on April 6th right now. Officers, they began searching for him on an outstanding warrant for a parole violation. The 23-year-old was seen fleeing from a home. They spotted him with a knife in a wooded area. Yielding was ordered to drop the knife but refused to comply and moved towards a correction officer who fired his gun as the man advanced. All right, he went at an officer with a knife. And, I mean, that's justified to me. Hey, what's up, Hotel Travago? I'm your best source on your PowerPoint on misrepresentation of police. That's awesome, man. Oh, where are we at? That was Daniel. We're on Larry. Larry Ciordia? California, 33 years old. Suspect dead after SWAT team responds to Oroville shooting. So they were already responding to a shooting. We can see from the top. God damn, look how tactical that guy is. Deputy said he was shot by a sergeant with the Butte County, Sheriff's Office. Said the deputy fired a single shot after he came out of a home and shot at law enforcement several times. Fucking killer shot, I guess. Said the deputy got off one shot after the guy shot at law enforcement several times. So the deputy's being shot at several times. He shoots one time. Talk about his one taps. All right, that's justified. If you're getting shot at several times and you shoot back and you kill somebody, that's justified. Thanks, John. I appreciate it, buddy. Butts County. That's what it was. That was Larry. We're going to John Andrew Ellifritz, 48 years old. Oh, this was the homeless shelter shooting. You guys remember this one? This is on police activity, I believe. He was... No, go away. I don't want to pay money. A man who was suspected of crashing a stolen car. So he crashed a stolen car and then he went into a homeless shelter. He had a knife and there were officers surrounding him. There's a good video of this. I did a video on this one, I think. And they end up shooting him and killing him. He had a knife. He wasn't really rushing them. He was just standing there with a knife. And they shot and killed him. So I don't know about this one. What do you guys think about this one? He was, I think, did it say he was threatening people inside? I don't want to show the video. Anyone else remember this one? Ooh, got a lot of not justifieds. Justifieds, not justifieds. Questionable. Not justified, not justified, not justified. I'm seeing more not justifieds than anything. There's some questionables. Christina, thank you so much. Thank you for being a fan. Someone says butt sex. That's not one of the goddamn options on the notepad. Can you not see the notepad up here? There's not a part for butt sex. Not enough info. Questionable, 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 justified, questionable. 50-50. 50-50 means questionable, questionable, questionable. Let's do questionable. Let's do questionable on that one. I'm getting a lot. I think I'm getting more questionables than anything. We'll do questionable. Questionable. We're doing questionable because we got a lot. We're going to move on. If you guys want to discuss it afterwards, then we will. But we got a lot of these to look at. Fuck. That was one out of Oregon. That was Elfritz. Yeah, that was the homeless shelter guy. Carlos Roman Urias, California, 24. Cathedral City man killed an officer involved shooting. Zero. Thank you. Thanks, Zero. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, I got the mustache back in case you guys didn't fucking notice. Cathedral City man involved in an officer involved shooting. They're responding to a domestic violence call. As you know, domestic violence, some of the most dangerous calls for a police officer to ever go into. If a dog is a bork bork nom nom, what is a cat? Says Steven. I don't know. Meow meow purr purr. We'll see. According to police, caller said her boyfriend had assaulted her and had a handgun. That already looks like a BB gun right there. I don't know. They found a woman had escaped the home. During their interview near the front of the driveway, officers said the suspect came outside with the gun drawn. In the process of the investigation, the suspect came out of the house and pointed a firearm at officers and the female. Officers engaged the suspect and asked him to drop the gun several times. He refused and continued to point the gun. An officer-involved shooting occurred. Damn, those guys had a lot more fucking patience than I would have. He pointed it at them and they asked him to drop it several times before firing. 25 on Justified. Hold on, what was that, Donald? Hold on, let me hear this one more time.
Don't got you slipping up. Look how I'm living up. Police be tripping up.
All right, police be tripping now. Okay, we're just trying to back up his claim of police be tripping now. We're at 25 Justified, 2 questionable, and 4 that don't have enough info. We're at Juan Jones out of Virginia. What happened to you, Juan? Danville officer shoot kill man after he turned on them in a threatening manner. Ooh, this one might be questionable according to the title. Let's see. Danville officer shot and killed a suspect. The second deadly involved shooting this year following a domestic disturbance call in the early mornings. Did I do a video on this one? Told the registered B-man that identified his next kin notified. Series of events began when officers were called 1 a.m. to a parking lot. Report of a domestic assault. While responding to the caller, described a 22-year-old woman. Dispatcher went back to her home in an attempt to escape her attacker. The suspect followed her there and tried to force his way into the home. Physical evidence at the scene supported the woman's allegations of the assault, which gave officers probable cause to arrest the male. So she probably had some bruises or cuts or something on her. They approached the man. He began walking away from them and ignored their repeated commands to stop. He got into a vehicle and drove into a wooded area. Oh, this is the one where he, yeah. This is the one where he jumped out of the car and he took a shooting stance at them after not complying with them. I made a whole video about this one. I'm going with Justified on this, man. Yeah, I did do a video on this one. You guys have to remind... Dude, I go through so many of these fucking shootings. I forget sometimes which ones I did. Yeah, I did this one. He drove into the woods. You guys remember he got his car stuck in the woods after he went and listened to him, and the officers were super patient with him. And I thought that whole video that he was just going to run the officers over. But eventually he drove into the woods, and then he got out of the car, and he stood there, and they're like, stop. And he turns at him real quick and fucking points his hands at him. Yeah, I'm going with Justified on that one, man. Sorry, you shouldn't have to wait to get shot at to return fire. That was one. We're on Elijah Smith out of Utah. Yeah. That suspect killed an officer involved shooting. Suspect broke into a home during a pursuit. After a confrontation with the owners, the suspect fled the first home. Suspect then broke into a second home with 3 children inside. Oh, I did a video on this one. You guys remember this one? It was the one where the young black male was behind a car. What was he, 19? 19 years old. He was behind a car, and he kept reaching his hand into his pants and pulling it out. What do you guys think? Justified? I did a whole video breakdown on this. I made a video just about this shooting. He committed a home invasion during the pursuit. He broke into the house where there were only juveniles, and then he went behind the car in the garage, and he was like doing this shit. Justified. All right, I'm getting more Justifieds than anything. All right. 27. That was Elijah. Russell Bowman, 45 years old, out of Kentucky. They're responding to a report of a disorderly person. He was acting erratically. Officers shot the man in an altercation. Not enough info. There probably is if I actually sit here and researched it. There's probably more info, but I'm not going to take the time to do that right now. So that's why I have our little tally up here. That was Russell. We got Robert George Issa, 23 years old, out of Michigan. Shot while trying to attack Troy police officers with knives. Not one, but 2. Why were they there? Domestic disturbance. Who would have guessed? He ran at a marked police vehicle and tried gaining access to both vehicles. A taser was deployed but ineffective. He continued moving forward and refused to comply with commands. He was shot and taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. What did it say? He had multiple knives. Okay. So he had knives. He was trying to open up police vehicles. They tried to use a taser. Didn't work. And he was shot dead. That's justified. Smoke and tears. Damn. Oh, that was Robert? Yeah, that was Robert. Now we're on to Zachary Glynn Hovind, 29 years old, out of Massachusetts. Oh, God, don't do this. Downtown buildings. Don't do this. Allow ads. All right, fuck off. No. No. Fuck. I'm not even gonna disable my ad blocker for 1 second, guys. Zachary Hovind. Oh, this one I just clicked on, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Fuckers. Shot and killed a man after who was waving a black pellet gun and threatening patrons inside a casino. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Police officer shot, Sergeant Brett Becker shot the man multiple times with an AR-15 assault rifle after the suspect refused to drop the gun and said he had taken hostages. All right, justified. Daniel Carver, 29 years old, out of California. LA Times reported on this one dead after California shooting. Officers were driving near Corbin and Hamlin, blah, 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 when they got a LoJack hit alert that a vehicle was being stolen. They pursued the vehicle for 7 minutes, then chased the driver on foot after he bailed from a vehicle. At one point, at least one officer fired his gun, fatally wounding the driver. The man died on the scene. It is not immediately clear why police fired. A revolver was found at the scene, though it was unclear if the man fired any rounds. What do you guys think? Initial reports indicate that one officer was shot in the leg. Oh, well, fuck. I don't. Okay. Never mind. Fucking. Never mind. It was justified. Officer shot in the leg. There we go. Oh man, where are we at? That was Daniel. We're at Sean Michael Hubbard, 44 years old. Let's see. Oh my god, dude, seriously? Oh, that was we just went over that one. It was a casino. Man killed by police at Billings Casino. Second police shooting, death within 24 hours. What was that, a different guy? Because it was Sean and Zachary. Oh, that was a different guy. Another person got killed. Sean Michael Hubbard. Hold on. I'll look at this one too. Is that at a casino as well? A lot of people getting killed at casinos apparently. Oh my god, it's fucking, I keep going back to the same webpage. He was shot by Sergeant Brett Becker. That's the same one we just went over. Thanks, Mustache Medic. Alright, I don't know. I think they're running stories together right here or something. We're going to skip to the next one. Mark Powell out of Arizona. Mind you, that's the first one we're skipping out of 37. Oh, my God. No. Go away. That was Mark Powell, right? We're having to use our investigative skills to fucking find these people. Tucson officer fatally shot an armed suspect. He took a female employee hostage while attempting to rob a business. He pulled out a firearm and ignored officers' demands. All right, that's justified. They had me at hostage. Grecario Mac, 30 years old, of California. A man wielding a 15-inch knife caused panic inside a mall. All right. Remember, guys, we're going to read into it. We're not going to make our judgments from a headline, right? Because that's not what we do here. Officers responded to a report of a man with a knife. They encountered the suspect and an officer-involved shooting occurred. A knife was recovered. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this video real quick to get an idea. A man wielding a 15-inch knife in a mall. I'm going with justified. Where we at? Right here. Antonio Thomas Gordon, 28 years old. Man, we're getting into it now. Nicholas, thank you. I told you guys this might take a minute, but I'm going to continue drinking, and I'm going to continue going over these. We got about 100 of them. To help create more vids. Cody, if you like roller coasters, Cedar Point Amusement Park is 1 mile from your home. Dude, Grand Am, one of my friends was telling me about Cedar Point this weekend. I was at Carowinds yesterday. I was at Carowinds yesterday, and then I went 2 times this week to Carowinds. I got the fast pass yesterday. It was pretty sweet. I encountered a lot of very, very rude people. Apparently, when you work your ass off and you purchase a fast pass, people like to yell at you when you're using the fast lines. Yeah. I'm not going to get into it. Because we're doing this. Because apparently...
Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now.
Police be tripping. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're doing. You're welcome. Oh my God, go away. Driver fatally shot after fleeing a traffic stop. Said that was unjust. Many previous offenses, traffic-related offenses. Officer went to pull him over. He stopped, and the officer approached the vehicle and tapped on the driver's side window for him to roll the window down. Instead, the driver sped off. He eluded the officer after driving out into Coolest. The officer called in what had happened and stayed in the area. All right, so he ran from a traffic stop. They're looking for him now. Grab a sack wheat nut. Hello. Officer pulled his car up to block him from leaving, so I guess they called up with him. Oh, he ran from police, and then he was in the drive-thru line at White Castle. Huh. It's a bold motherfucker right here. Oh. He was at the drive-thru window, and the officer pulled his car up to block him from leaving. He approached the car, which backed into a vehicle in line, and then struck the patrol car to drive away. It was during that incident the officer fired his weapon. All right. So the officer blocked him in. He backed into a car in the drive-thru, and then he went forward and tried to hit. He did hit the officer's car, from what this is saying. So what do you think? Someone says it's a 2,000-pound bullet. Car is a 2,000-pound bullet. He already ran from police once. Ooh, questionable? Justified? A vehicle is a deadly weapon. It is. Questionable, justified, justified, justified. Not justified, justified, justified. Questionable, justified. Questionable depending on the officer's location. Ooh, that's a good point. But you got to remember, he already struck a civilian's vehicle with his car, and he hit the officer's patrol car. So here's what you have to think about in this situation also. Is he going to continue to speed off from police and possibly put other people in danger? Because that's another thing that comes up when shooting a fleeing suspect. What case law is that? I did a case law video on it. Tennessee versus Garner. That's Tennessee versus Garner, right? You got to think about, is the person, even if they're not armed, does the person who you're shooting at or who you can use deadly force against, are they going to possibly, be a danger to the public? Justified. Getting a lot of justifieds. I don't know. Questionables. What'd Medic say? Medic had a good point. He showed a disregard for the life of others. What about that, guys? Justified. Someone asked, what would I have done in that situation? You know what always popped into my head every time I drew my gun was my son. What if my son was riding with my parents who watched him when I was at work, riding out on that road, and that guy sped out there and T-boned him and fucking killed him? He's already used the car as a weapon twice, and he fled from police prior to the drive-thru. I'm getting a lot of questionables and a lot of justified, but I think I'm getting more justified than anything. I'm putting justified. I'm getting more justifieds on this. I'm going off of what you guys are saying, unless it's blatantly obvious that it's justified. I'm getting more justifieds right here. So I'm getting more justifieds than anything. All right. Continuing on. Oh, by the way, guys, I had a blocked video today. It was my Starbucks video. Vice News reported it and copyright claimed it, and it was blocked. No one can watch it now. Blocked in all countries. All right, moving on. Shit, I don't even know where we're at. Oh, my eyeball. Hold on, guys. Ugh, we're going over a lot of these. Antonio. Was that Antonio or was that Ricario? No, that was the mall. Antonio's the one we just went over, right? Let me double check, guys. Yeah, that was Antonio. Kenneth Ross Jr. out of California, 25 years old. Suspect dead after officer involved shooting at Gardena Park.
It was Gardena police officers that were involved in a shooting. It happened right here in the parking lot at Rowley Park.
Nah, that's the aftermath. No officer injured. There's like no info on this one. An adult male was transported after... Okay, come on. You got to give me more than that. I'm not going off that shit. It was Kenneth Ross Jr. Fundraiser. Is there a fundraiser for him? There's not very many articles for this guy. Man fatally wounded in an officer-involved shooting. Officers responded to a shooting call. According to Gardena police, he was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Gardena officers responded to a shots fired call and found Ross running south on Van Ness. Multiple witnesses told responding officers that the man they saw running was involved in the shooting. Officers began a foot pursuit and attempted to make contact, at which time an officer-involved shooting was occurred. He was struck at least once and in the upper body. A firearm was located at the scene, but at this time, authorities are unsure if the suspect discharged his firearm at the officers. So it doesn't even say if he pointed him, but he was involved in a shooting. Suspect was involved in a shooting, as per multiple witnesses. He ran from officers. Officers chased him. They shot and killed him, and a firearm was recovered at the scene. So what do you guys think? Oh, man. Getting a lot of not enough infos, but it looks like we're getting questionables, not justified. Sorry, my eyes fucking bugging out on me, guys. Not enough info, justified. I'm saying most likely justified. Ooh, Mustache Medic busting out the Tennessee v. Garner. Is he going to run off and hurt someone else? It doesn't say where they shot him, though. Did they shoot him in the back? A gun was recovered at the scene. But where did they shoot him? Danger to the public, justified. Justified. Not enough info, justified. Info, there's not enough. Justified, no info. Not enough info, probably justified. Not enough info. Not enough info. Justified. You know what? I'm going with you guys. I'm trying not to go off of what I think. I'm trying to go off of what you guys think. It's a perfect mix of justified and not enough info. Good shootings. Minnesota says, I don't give a fuck. Not enough info. All right, you know what? Not enough info. We're going to go with not enough info, okay? I'm not going to put my personal thoughts into this one, okay? That was California, Kenneth Ross, right? Betty Lemoyne, 71 years old, out of Louisiana. Civil arrest warrant. Upon arrival, they observed Kendall Lemoyne and one female subject identified as Betty Lemoyne standing outside the residence, both armed with guns. It was a parish. They didn't want to go to prison or jail. Shots were exchanged, resulting in both suspects being shot. So officers arrived on scene to serve a civil arrest warrant. Both were on the porch, armed with guns. They exchanged fire with police and were killed. Justified. 2 people killed by police. 1 year old? Oh shit, what was this? Border Patrol agent charged with murder after... Oh, this isn't even a police involved shooting. It is an officer, but he didn't fucking like roll up and shoot a woman and a child. Griselda Hernandez. Yeah, that's another one like the other one we found a minute ago with the park officer. It wasn't an officer involved shooting. It was an officer who lost his shit off duty and killed somebody. Keith Kent, 61 years old, out of New York.
Police say that it all started with a bar fight and it ended with a man shot dead by a deputy.
Goddamn. He refused police orders to drop his handgun. He started a disturbance, refused to leave, so it looks like he was drunk probably. They had a call that officers were en route to the scene of the initial call where he was disturbing the peace. They received updated information that Kent had a gun and was shooting. When they arrived on scene, they saw him with a handgun and ordered him to drop the weapon, but he refused. He fired at least one shot while police were actually there. Justified. You can't have a gun in America? No. Are you talking about that last one we were talking about with the people standing on their porch with guns? It says they exchanged shots with officers. Shit, where are we at? That was New York. That was Keith Kent out of New York. Oh, damn, we're on April 12th now. Rumandale Jones, 39 years old, out of Arizona. All right. Here's another one of those where you read the headline. Authorities state Arkansas officers... Oh, I said Arizona, didn't I? Arkansas officers fatally shoot man who was stabbing woman. So this is one of those where you want to go off of the headline, but what do we not do around here? We don't go off of just the headlines, no matter what. Let's read into it. Saying officer shot and killed a man who authorities saw stabbing a woman. All right. That is justified. 36. Benjamin William Evans. Hey.
Weird, but I'm Russian and I enjoy your videos so much.
Thank
You're
you.
doing an important job.
How is that weird that
Even
you
though
enjoy?
It's hard to respect the police when times are hard, but we have to. Cause nobody else is going to save our asses when it gets hot. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Nothing's weird about liking my shit. I hope not. Deputy Shue kills our man during Lake Elmo suicide call. 23-year-old was killed midnight. A man who had been making suicidal comments. Officers arrived. He was armed with a handgun. Officer spoke with the man at one point and used less than lethal beanbag rounds to try and de-escalate the situation. Later, a deputy shot the suspect with a firearm. After trying life-saving efforts, medics transported him. Armed with a handgun, tried less than lethal, and then they ended up shooting him. That is the information we have there. What do you guys think? Justified or not enough information? Someone says not justified. They tried beanbags though. You have a man with a gun. Think about if that man ran off. And I mean, this is a common theme of tonight. We're really getting into the deep part of police shootings, especially when it involves a fleeing suspect. What if they do run off and they run into a house with a family inside and they take them all hostage? Then that's your fault. They ran into there when they were suicidal and they had a gun, and you just didn't want to shoot them because that's not a nice thing to do. Huh? It really fucking gets in your head, doesn't it? It makes you think a little bit. Here's a little thing, a little piece of information I'm going to let a lot of you in on if you're going to become a police officer. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. What's going to look better? It's all fucked up, guys. But it makes you think, doesn't it? Justified. Justified taking public safety into account. Justified. No care of life. Justified. Justified. Not enough info. Why didn't they run him over? I don't know. Justified. I'm going with my moderator, Valkyrie Nix, on this one. Justified, 37. I'm going off of you guys more than I'm going off of my own personal feelings, by the way. What are we at? That was a suicide by cop. Was that Remondale or Benjamin? That was Benjamin. We're on Deshaun Shepard. Are we on Deshaun? Yeah, Deshaun Shepard, Georgia, because we haven't done the Georgia one in a minute. Deshaun Shepard, there's no age here, but he's out of Georgia. This happened on April 12th. That is my son's birthday. Oh, this is the one where all the gunshots go off and the news reporter's just sitting there like doing his makeup. There's a lot of shots fired during this standoff. Officers were called to the scene of possible shots fired. When they arrived on scene, the man allegedly began shooting at officers. Yeah, he shot at officers. Oh, yeah, get in there deep, says Barry. I'll get in there deep. He shot at officers. That's 38. You guys want to watch this? It's kind of, like in a morbid way, it's kind of funny how the news reporter reacts to the shootout. Listen to all the shots fired.
What's that?
You guys hear that? Yeah. That was Deshaun. We're on Stephen Brooks, 45 years old, out of Pennsylvania. Suspect wanted in connection with Florida homicide, killed in trooper-involved shooting. A man was wanted for gunning down a Florida trombone player after she left an orchestra practice. That's weird that they mentioned that it was a trombone player leaving orchestra. He pulled a gun on officers trying to make a traffic stop. All right, that's all I need to know. Killed a trombone player in Florida and then pulled guns on officers. Okay. Colorado, there's no name. What is this? Trinidad officers noticed the front window had been broken out of a residence. According to officers, after entering the residence, they contacted a male holding a large piece of broken glass. They told him to drop it. The man advanced towards officers and they drew their firearms and shot the man. He advanced on officers with a broken piece of glass. Those can kill. It's a deadly weapon. That's 40. Chad Montgomery, 39 years old, North Carolina. Allegheny County in North Carolina received a call from the communications office that a person that in reference to a person waiting in the lobby that was needing to speak to a deputy. Officers arrived at the lobby. 39-year-old Chad Eric Montgomery was waiting. He immediately pulled a large machete-style bladed weapon and aggressively advanced toward deputies. They gave verbal commands to drop the weapon. After unsuccessful attempts by the deputy to get him to drop the weapon, he used deadly force to stop the threat. Obvious suicide by cop, but justified. He pulled a machete on a cop, told him to stop. He didn't stop, so they shot him. Christopher Matthew Power out of Colorado, 46 years old, died after being tasered by deputies. Huh. Chasing springtime. I like your little donut stuff there. Told you guys it was going to take a minute. If you're just now jumping on, let me go over this one more time. I heard this lyric in a song today that says,
Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now.
police be tripping now. So we're seeing how much police tripped in the month of April. And if you see my tally above my head right here, that's how many shootings we are police-involved deaths we are into the month of April. And that's what we've all come up with. And I think, I hope you guys can agree that it's been pretty unbiased so far. I mean, I'm doing my best. Subscribe, donated, touching self. Who loves donut? Thanks, Sharon. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just going over the facts. And we have these other categories here, like questionable, not enough info. Sorry, had to take a break. A few bias. Someone says I'm a few bias. A few bias? Maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm going off of, mostly I'm going off of what the chat is saying. Hold on, one of my old SWAT team buddies is sending me. The fuck? That's funny as shit. I'm getting old reports with my name on them from some of my SWAT buddies. All right, let's keep going. Where are we at? Oh, shit. We did Chad. Was that? We did Chad. Yeah, that was Chad with the obvious suicide by cop, but he pulled a machete on an officer. We're on Christopher Matthew Poer. P-O-E-R. Is that how you would say it, Poer? Out of Colorado, 46 years old. He died after being tased. Oh, I already opened that one. Sorry. One suspect is dead after officers deployed a taser. Deputies arrived at a home on a 911 call. One deputy deployed a taser. Afterwards determined the suspect had a gun. The suspect died. The suspect didn't discharge a firearm. The final cause of death will be determined by a coroner. Did he tase somebody to death? For fuck's sake. Hold on. I want to know this. I really want to go into this one a little bit more. The guy had a gun. The deputy tased him and he died by a taser? What's the fucking chances of that happening? Alright, police shooting. That might be a need more info one. The taser worked too good, says Nova Tactical, right? What the fuck? This is one of those rare situations where the taser actually works too good. You're right. He was shot with a stun gun and died. They encountered a man with a gun. Shit, man. You buck with service weapon. Oh. Why is that in the news? Someone shot a deer with a service weapon? Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Shit. They encountered... That was two different articles. They encountered a man... Yeah, he might have had a heart attack. They encountered a man with a gun and they shot him with a taser and he died. Justified or more info? What do you guys think? There were two different articles that said he had a gun and he wasn't shot. They used less than lethal means on him. Excited mustache. I have an excited mustache. Do you see it? I'm glad my curly mustache is back. I'm pretty happy about that. Justify, more info. Mustache Medic, who just graduated from the police academy on Friday, says needs more info. He's fresh out of the police academy, boys and girls. Unless any of you are attorneys, I'm going to go with Mustache Medic. I really do need more info on that one. I'm sorry. Just to agree with Mustache Medic, I need more info on this. I really, really want to know what happened here where the taser worked too good. Oh, fuck. Where were we at? That was the one. Taser by deputies. Yeah, we're on Kenneth. He was only 46 years old to be killed by a taser in a heart attack. He must have been really, really out of shape. Out of what the fuck category? I am actually going to do that. All right. That's good. That's going into WTF. I wrote an article about all the people who were shot by police the day that Keith Scott was shot in North Carolina. The resulting riots led to $5 million in damage to the city of Charlotte. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I wrote an article called "Proof the Media is Starting a Race War," right? There was one guy that Indian Reserve officers shot at a casino. They shot him, and he somehow fell fucking 10 stories. I think it was like 4 or 10 stories. It was something like that. He fell at least 4 stories off of a parking garage onto his head after they shot him. And people were upset about Keith Scott being shot after he, had a gun and wouldn't drop it. So, moving along. Where is it? What are we doing? I lost my knife wielding man. There we go. Texas. Here we go. Moving along. He had an unknown heart condition. You researched it. Oh, okay, Valkyrie. The media race baiting? More police lies, right? Knife wielding man shot, killed by officer. A man with a knife holding his family members captive. He's got hostages. He's holding them captive with a knife. He was shot and killed by officers after he ignored commands to drop the knife. Justified. He had hostages. Wouldn't drop the knife. Bruce Arnold Ali, 31, out of Colorado. Carjacking suspect. Man who was on the run after walking into... Shut up! I'm the one talking. He walked into a family's garage, tried to carjack a running vehicle with a little girl inside, and then shot her father when he tried to intervene. Sorry, I don't care what happens after that. That's justified. That was Bruce, right? Okay, Angel Lopez. Oh, what'd you do, buddy? Florida Highway Patrol's troopers struck and killed a bicyclist. Oh, that's... Okay. No, I'm not counting that one. A police officer accidentally ran over somebody. Andre Rippey, 39 years old, out of Arizona. What are we on? April 14th still? We're halfway there, boys. James, thanks for $3.33. Thank you. That was my badge number, by the way, in case you didn't know. My badge number when I was a police officer was 333. People thought I was lying to them when they asked for my badge number. Thought I was being a smartass. Phoenix police shot and killed a man following a multi-hour pursuit. Officers responded to 2 separate reports of shots fired. 39-year-old man was driving a dark-colored car. They located him. The driver refused to stop for police before he continued. Officers were unable to stop the car with spikes. He attempted to steal another car on an off-ramp, but the female driver refused to give the car up. The suspect also pointed a weapon at DPS officers at that location. He stole a white minivan. It was a carjacking. He fled the scene. 2 of his tires were damaged. He engaged the officers. He did have a weapon, and he pointed it at officers. Let's go ahead and mark up 44. Could you please say... Luca. I can't finish that, dude. I want this video to be monetized, Tally. Let me hit me up on like hit me up with that, Tally, on one of my Twitch streams. And I'll get you, okay? I don't want to say that on here. Donut operator, what's a pig? I was a police officer, that is. Does this look a fucking pig to you? Does this look a pig? Does that look a pig, motherfucker? I'm just playing. I love you guys. Eduardo. We're on to Eduardo Andrale, 44 years old, out of Arizona. The 377th person to be killed by police this year. Man killed in second fatal shooting involved by officers in a day. Phoenix Police Department shot and killed a man. They were called to the area on a report of a car that had crashed into a fence. They found the car and the driver. Police said the man may have been impaired. The statement also said police spotted a rifle in the car as they approached and ordered the man not to touch it. He ignored the commands and reached for the rifle. An officer then fired at the man before seeking cover. The man began firing the rifle at officers, prompting them to shoot back. Justified. 45. Jose Petrie, 55 years old, out of New Jersey. Fuck off. A suspect wanted for the murder of a man and wounding of a woman. They found this guy dead and a 35-year-old woman seriously wounded. There were 2 children missing from the home. After the shooting, police saw the man's vehicle. So he killed a man and wounded a woman, stole the kids, it looks like. So he was killed. I threatened officers. Else to know how many times he had been shot. The 2 missing children were located safe around 12:30. It doesn't say if he pointed a gun at them or if he was armed. Your badge number, and how often did it turn in? How often was I asked for my badge number, and how often did it turn in? I was asked for my badge number every other day, or every other shift, Austin. How often did it turn into anything? Nothing. The only official complaint that I've ever had was about my mustache, and someone said it gives off a fuck you attitude. Not joking. Tally. Okay, man. Hi, Kermit here. This is Kermit operator. Oh, we're not going to joke about that. Come on. I don't know what happened here. It doesn't... It says he was... Okay, so he did kill... He killed a man and wounded a woman, and did he... These children were missing from the home, but they weren't with the man because the shooting happened at 9:10 a.m. The children were found at 12:30, so it didn't take them 3 hours to search the car for the man. Or 2 hours. Not enough info. Huh. I'm saying, like, he deserves to be shot, I think, because he fucking killed somebody and then kidnapped some kids. But the actual shooting part, we're trying to go... We're trying to keep... Let's try to keep emotions out of this. We're going the legal way. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's scroll down. They could not provide any details of what happened or where the suspect was killed, had threatened officers. They also did not release how many times he had been shot. I bet there's more info out about this right now. We're actually going to search this because I want to know about it. What was his name? Hey, man. Oh, fuck. What was his name? New Jersey? Dig deeper. We're going to dig deeper. Not enough info. People are saying not enough info. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into this because I'm really want to know how this went down. This was Jose Petrie. Jose Petrie shot by police. This is prosecutors. No addition. So the kids were missing, shot and killed the parents, or wounded one of them. All right, there's no more information there. NJ.com. This is the one we just looked at, isn't it? Hold on. A firearm was recovered near his body. There we go. Okay, so now we have a firearm was recovered near his body. Huh. What do you guys think? Firearm recovered near his body. Firearm recovered near his body after he killed a man, wounded a woman, and kidnapped 2 children. What do you think? You're saying justified, but what actually happened during the shooting? It doesn't even... Did it even say there was a pursuit? You know, a lot of the things we're talking about have to do with pursuits. Did he deserve to die? By morality standings, yeah, he did. In my opinion. He killed somebody, wounded another one, and then kidnapped some kids. But you got to think about what happened during the actual shooting here. By law, we're the police, because it's not the morality police. You got to think about that, guys. The police officers are not the morality police. I'm going with not enough info. Do I love the movie Law Abiding Citizen? Yes. But when you're a police officer, you really are not the morality police. Not enough info. I'm getting some rees in the chat. All right, Jesse Thetford, 32 years old. We just spent 10 minutes on Jose. We got to move on, guys. We're still only halfway through April. It's not Judge Dredd. You're not the judge, jury, and executioner. I am the law. All right, Jesse Thetford, 32 years old, out of Georgia. What did he do? 1 dead. Deputy fatally shoots man who drove patrol car at him. So he drove a patrol car at the deputy? Huh? Oh, Mark says, great point. Just like the mass Florida shooter should have been killed, but it's not up to the police. A 32-year-old man who was shot and killed by Carroll County deputies after he drove a patrol car towards him after he was arrested. So it looks like he slipped out of his handcuffs. Georgia Bureau of Investigation says. Texan, email me, man. And tell me the invasion has returned, right? Sheriff's Office 911 call about a dispute between Thetford and his landlord. A deputy made contact with Thetford, who was not cooperative or compliant, and he was detained. He was searched, and the substance suspected to be methamphetamine was found on him. He was arrested, handcuffed, and put in the back of a patrol car. He managed to slip through the partition into the driver's seat and tried to drive towards the deputies and the landlord. So he got through the cage, got into the front seat, and drove at deputies. They gave him a verbal command to stop. One deputy fired a service weapon into the patrol car, striking him. I'm going with justified. Oh, my God. What is that? Thank you.
Hello, Donut. Do you think officers as part of training need to be pepper sprayed and tased?
They do.
Like they do to military police?
They do get pepper
Will you
sprayed and
do a
tased.
stream where you do the death nut challenge from Pugger
Bro,
Butt?
all right, listen to this.
Ever hear of Narco Tactical Squad? Badge is MJ Leaf.
Yeah, officers do get pepper sprayed and tased. You can't carry that shit unless you actually experience what it's like. And I'll tell you something. I will get tased fucking 10 times before I'll get pepper sprayed again. I've been pepper sprayed 3 times for 4 qualifications, and then accidentally pepper sprayed a few other times, cross-contamination. That's fucking terrible. It is the worst thing ever. So good luck to those of you wanting to get in the law enforcement, because it sucks ass. I mean, it only sucks ass for like an hour or two, but it still just sucks ass, and I'd rather get tased and get it over with. All right, we're on to Reuben Stewart, 36 years old. Man killed, an officer involved, shooting in Lodge Grass identified. He was shot multiple times by a responding officer. The person was allegedly carrying a knife. He was drunk and disorderly outside of a home, went into the home, then came back outside with a knife. That's when agents shot him. The man with a knife was shot multiple times. They're not commenting beyond the fact that this is a federal investigation. So he had a knife and he was shot. That's all we know so far. All right, we're going to go with not enough info on this one because we still got a lot to do, and I'm not going to dig too deep into that. Not enough info. That was Reuben. We're on to Raymond Lyle Bell, 59 years old, out of West Virginia. This is the first West Virginia one we've had tonight. That's a surprise. That's very surprising because there's a lot of methamphetamine in West Virginia. Oh, dies 10 days after officer involved shooting. A convicted felon pulled a gun. Convicted felons cannot have guns. On a deputy during a warrant service. So they were serving a warrant on him. He pulled a gun on them. There was a warrant for bail. Saw him standing in a yard. The deputy stopped. He fled from the officers on foot through a creek. He then turned and pulled a gun, leaving the deputy no choice but to fire. Police recovered his gun after he was shot. Justified. Felon ran from police who had a warrant, turned and faced the officers with a gun, shot, gun found on scene. Justified. Lonnie Marcel Bowen, 41 years old. Man killed by Utah police on Tuesday had fuck you and your paywall. Shit. What was that one? Lonnie, we're just going to find another website that doesn't have a paywall. No, wait. Did I copy the whole fucking thing? I think. Oh, this is the same one, isn't it? Man killed. Oh my God, really? He predicted his death in Facebook video the morning he was shot. Shot and killed by police. Oh, not the morning, 2 days before. They want to kill me, he said. He did not indicate why police wanted to kill him. Wow, come on, man. Give me some more info. Tell your officers to back... Oh, hold on, hold on. Police shot Bowman Tuesday morning during a police chase that ended. About 3 a.m., Unified Police said an agitated man called 911 and said, "Tell your officers to back off or I will shove this knife through her throat." The caller asked to speak with a hostage negotiator. Officers went to the scene and said they didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Then they saw a truck leaving the area and took down the license plate. About 4 a.m., that's an hour after the initial call, officers were involved in a chase with the same truck. Officers said the chase started at blah, 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 continued through blah, blah, blah. They used spike strips to disable the truck. A unified officer approached the truck and was forced to fire on the man inside for an unknown reason. He had hurt a woman who was in the truck with him. She went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. So, all right, so there was a woman inside the truck who went to a hospital, and he said he was going to kill her. It was a hostage situation, but it doesn't explain. It says he was forced to fire at the man inside. What do you guys think? Not enough information? Or justified? There was a woman inside the truck. She was injured and taken to the hospital after he had called police and said that he was going to kill a woman. I've been live forever. I have been live for almost 2 hours now. I told you guys we're going through April. Justified hostage situation. Not enough info. Not enough info. Not enough info. I think I'm getting not enough info more than anything. Yeah, what did Joshua say? I've been fighting cancer for 2 years now. I've been hoping to beat it so I could become a cop and serve the community. However, I just got some really bad news. The cancer has spread to my bones, and he's got 8 months left. Fuck, Joshua. I am so very, very sorry to hear that, dude. If there's anything I can do for you, please email me, donutoperator@gmail.com, and I'll see what I can. I'm so fucking sorry to hear that, buddy. Shit. Guys, send your good vibes, thoughts, and prayers towards Joshua, please. We're going with not enough info. Got not enough info. There's really not enough info on that one. Because there's a one down here that says ex-girlfriend doesn't believe man killed by police. Oh, never mind. I thought that was the woman inside the truck. That's just his ex-girlfriend. They can say anything. Zach. Thanks, buddy. That was Lonnie. Was that Lonnie? Yeah, that was Lonnie. Yeah, that was Lonnie. All right. Justin Monjay, 39 years old. To Tishomingo officers, family violence situation. So we had a domestic violence call. Agents say Monjay rammed his vehicle into a Tishomingo patrol car. After he continued to push the patrol car back, sheriff deputy and officers fired at him. So it was a domestic violence. Sheriff's deputy responded. He rammed his vehicle into the car. He continued to push the car, and they opened fire on him. The deputy was not hurt, but 2 Tishomingo officers suffered minor injuries and were treated. So there were officers inside the car when he was shot. Okay, justified. That was Justin. Sanchez Lowe out of Georgia. 25-year-old Sanchez out of Georgia.
We begin with breaking news in Cobb County where authorities are on
Cobb
the scene
County. I have some family who are Cobb County officers. Tishomingo. Thanks, but Tishomingo. Tishomingo collector? Cobb County, Georgia. Officers responding to... Oh, that's an officer involved shooting. Officers were on patrol near a motel and were doing a routine walkthrough of the business. As officers approached one of the rooms, they reported smelling narcotics. They smelled some of the marijuana. The officers went to the room and spoke to a suspect inside of it, but during the conversation, the suspect tried to run away. Officers followed him to his car, where he got in and tried to drive off. However, the officers were dragged by the vehicle. At some point, a tussle broke out, leading one of the officers to pull his weapon out and fire. The suspect was killed. All right. So they chased a guy. They got dragged by his car, and one of them fired and killed him. It says both officers were dragged by the vehicle. And then there was a fight, and an officer pulled his weapon out and killed the guy. So they got drugged, then there was a fight, and then one of the officers killed the guy. What do you guys think? Justified? Why don't cops pistol whip more people? I don't believe in pistol whips, but I'm a firm believer in muzzle strikes. Justified, justified. No, I'm going off of you guys on this one. Justified, justified. Weird, justified. Not enough info. Justified, justified, justified. They put themselves in harm's way, says Rebound Guy. We don't know what fucking really happened. They put themselves in harm's way. They were chasing a guy. Questionable, justified. I did this story? Which one was this? Creation says I did this story. Did I? Did I do this one? Oh, that's Hawaii. Do you guys see where fucking a volcano destroyed a bunch of homes in Hawaii today? Don't handgun strikes take... Oh, wait. Don't muzzle strikes take handguns out of battery. Not permanently. If you're pressing your gun against somebody, it takes it out of battery. But if you have a Glock... Here's a little tip for you that they don't teach in the academy. If you have a Glock and you're pressing it into somebody's body, it's going to knock it out of battery so you can't shoot them. But if you put your thumb over the Glock and push your thumb with your hand, you can get one shot off. Life pro tip. A guy on Delta taught me that. No shit, when I was in SWAT school. Justified volcano? I don't know. Wait. We're not doing that. Mike, I'll check that out, man. You'll lose that thumb? No, you won't. You won't. If you're pressing on the slide, you will not lose that thumb. If you just put your thumb on it and pull the trigger, you'll probably lose it. But if you put your thumb on it, put your hand behind your thumb and press the Glock into somebody's body and pull the trigger, you're not going to lose your thumb. You can get that one shot off. But remember, the slide's not going to move, so it won't cycle the next round. So once you get that one shot off, create distance, rack the slide, and then go to work. Volcano lives matter. Why didn't they tase the fucking volcano? That's what I want to know. All right, that's going under WTF. They should have tased that volcano. This one's going into not enough info, though. I don't remember doing this one. Was there video of this one? We drugged the deputies? What I'll call my fans? The John Squad. Or the Squirters. Kendrick says true. One shot if the slide is held. That's true, man. If you put your Glock into somebody's body and pull the trigger, if it's out of battery, it's not going to fire. But you push that slide forward enough, you get that one shot off. Could save your life. You think it's a different dragging video? All right, we're going to continue on because we're fucking just on like the 17th. Where were we even at? West Virginia, we did that one. We did Sanchez. We did Justin. Justin's the one we just did, right? No, he was poisoned. Cobb County. Yeah, we just did Sanchez. All right, we're on Justin Oaks, 32 years old, out of Georgia. Handicapped military time in the shower and died. Just so I'd like to hear thoughts. Time allows eradicator. I love your videos. Thanks, Sally. The mentally handicapped male who was tased multiple times in his shower and died. I don't know that one. I'll look that one up though, Sally. Justin Oaks out of Georgia. That's what we're on. 32-year-old Justin Oaks out of Georgia. Oh, he entered
in Douglas County.
I'm the only one talking here. Man is dead after he entered the Douglas County Sheriff's Office and stabbed a deputy. All right. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and mark that up as justified. Next on the list, Dytadius, Dytadious, Dytadius Detadius Mobley out of Florida. Multi-agency task force with the U.S. Marshals was following a homicide suspect when the shooting happened. The suspect refused to come out. It was a homicide suspect, remember that? So less lethal methods were deployed. Those methods were unsuccessful. Suspect responded to the less lethal efforts by discharging a firearm at the police while they were at the scene. You don't... Okay, life pro tip here too. I told you my Glock tip. I told you that tip. Here's another tip. Don't discharge a firearm at federal marshals. We're at number 50 on the Justified. Where are we at now? DeLorean? This person's name is DeLorean? Out of Utah. DeLorean Pickivit. 32 years old. This one has a video. Donald J. Trump says murder! Oh my god, these paywalls, dude. Shit. We're gonna have to look this person's name up because there's a paywall. I ain't paying shit. Great Scott! Don't pretend to be a federal marshal. That's also a good one. Oh, shit. There's a video to this one. Utah man yelled, shoot at me. That'll, yeah. You know, I'll be your Huckleberry. Happened there. I think I remember this one. Incident began at a domestic violence call. Situation changed when police arrived at the home. The male suspect retreated back into the home. That time we treated it like a barricaded suspect. He had a warrant for child endangerment and that he was a parole fugitive. Nicholas, thank you so much, buddy. Recipe, Lonely Hermit. It's my recipe. Send me an email asking for my recipe and I'll type out an email for you. Black guy being beat by Fort Worth officers that happened in the last few weeks. Did I do a video on that one? I'll look at that here in a second. Authorities learned okay, so we got a barricaded suspect. He has a warrant for child endangerment. He had an extensive criminal history, which included possession of meth, multiple DUIs interfering with an arresting officer, multiple counts of possession of a controlled substance, and child endangerment. They observed him holding 2 weapons, which were later identified as a knife and broken scissors. During negotiations, he made comments about going out with a bang. Is this fucking morbid of me where he said he's going to go out with a bang and then the next line is SWAT was called in to assist? He said he's going out with a bang and then it says SWAT was called in to assist. Okay. They smelled gas. He acted like he was lighting a lighter and at this point SWAT turned the gas off. He told the negotiator he was not going back to jail. He came out of the house holding 2 of the aforementioned weapons. What was it? A fucking knife and a broken pair of scissors. A knife and a broken pair of scissors. He's told to sit down multiple times but refused to obey orders. His action, he stepped to the side and told officers to shoot me. He walked off the porch and was immediately shot. I mean, I'm going with Justified on that one. His plan was to blow the house up. Yeah. Dorian Payne, what's up? Watching Sovereign Citizen Bingo. Thanks, Ziggy Mike. I appreciate it, man. Oh, what did your super chat say, Sheldon? Fort Worth. I'm just gonna search Fort Worth police to see if it comes up. No, news. Fort Worth officer accidentally shoots himself. That sucks, man. NDs are not fun. Brutality? Brutality? Fuck, I don't know, man. Brewery downtown. Seattle PD is turning crazy with ice pick. Anyone? Okay. Patrol cops or road pirates? What are SWAT officers then? I don't know, man. All right, we're just on April 18th. David Gino Tunyekui. You guys know I've slaughtered names, man. I don't know how to say it. David. Shot dead after pointing gun at police. We are not going to go off of the headlines. All right? All right. Are you following here, guys? We do not go off of just headlines. We read into the article. He was shot and killed by police after he allegedly refused to leave the driveway of a home. Oh, so he was shot because he wouldn't leave his driveway. You guys see what the article's doing here? You guys get that? They were called about, the manager said there was a man and a woman parked their car in a driveway and they refused to leave. Do you see the article, though, say that he was shot after he refused to leave the driveway? That's what he was shot for, right? They were squatters. Dirty squatters. He was in possession of what was, I believe, one firearm. I was told that he fired one shot in the air. The deputies took cover and resources were brought in, including SWAT and state police. They tried for an hour to talk him into putting down his weapon. He was shot by members of the Kalamazoo County Metro SWAT team after he leveled his handgun at them. That's justified, man. They tried. William out of Missouri. Use this to help buy your first Tesla. Thanks, Suicide. I appreciate it. Rocker boy. Man shot and killed by deputies after raising handgun. Identified. Brandished a handgun. Deputy attempted to pull over a motorist, but the motorist would not stop, and a pursuit ensued. At the end of the pursuit, the post said the suspect fled and brandished a .45 caliber handgun at the deputies. The suspect stated, "I have a full clip." Should have said magazine. That's why they shot him. Right as he stated, he raised the handgun at the deputies. They fired. He was taken into custody, but he died. Pointed a .45 caliber weapon at deputies after a chase and said, "I have a full clip." 53. Charles Whitley. Out of Kentucky, 40-year-old Charles. What did he do? Can we get a yeet? Cumberland County man dies. Oh my God! Speaking of yeet, Swagger Souls was going to do my channel intro, and I still haven't come up with a script to give him. Cumberland County man dies days after being shot following pursuit. They responded Tuesday morning, a report of a suspicious vehicle, but the car wouldn't pull over. Kentucky State Police joined the chase, which ended when the suspect crashed into a deputy's vehicle. An officer's weapon was fired during the pursuit, but authorities haven't identified exactly when the shot was fired or what department the officer was with. Not enough info. I'm not going to dig too deep, guys, because we still got a lot to go over. An unnamed person on April 20th. Man was killed in a shooting involving a Tazewell County Sheriff's deputy. Bunch of narcs standing around. Shot and killed a man who apparently pointed a gun at police. They were called to this address. A man armed with an axe and a knife was trying to break into a gun cabinet when a Mackinac Police Department officer and two county deputies arrived. The man pointed a gun at them, and one of the deputies opened fire in self-defense. Okay, pointed a gun at deputies. 54. Tazewell. Why didn't they tase him? That's what I'm saying. They didn't tase him very well. They just shot him. James Baldy. Did we go over that one? James Baldy? No. James Baldy. What is this, Florida? Is this the Florida man? 82-year-old woman slaying. So this guy killed an 82-year-old woman, supposedly. He's wanted in killing an 82-year-old woman. The Fort Worth guy assaulted Fort Worth firefighters and then was beat by Fort Worth cops. Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about, Sheldon. We're not on May. We're just doing April right now, guys. Because...
Police be tripping now.
Police be tripping now. Okay, police are tripping. We're tripping into the month of April. So far, in the month of April, police have been tripping quite a bit, I guess. I don't know. 54 of the shootings we've gone over have been justified. 2 have been questionable. 11 have been not enough info. 1 was what the fuck, and then the other one under what the fuck was that volcano, which they should have tased in Hawaii today. Do we do that one? Yeah. Wanted in the killing of an 82-year-old woman. He was killed. He was suspecting the death of this 82-year-old woman who was found shot in her home. That's sad. He was also suspected in a violent carjacking. The victim in the carjacking was the 82-year-old woman's daughter. That's fucked up. It was supposedly her ex-boyfriend. 2 deputies approached him. He did not comply with commands. The deputies fired their weapons. Less than half a dozen rounds. Deming said the deputies thought the man was armed because the movements he was making were indicating that he was about to shoot. All right, so this is a guy they were approaching who had just killed. They suspected him of killing an 82-year-old woman and then carjacking her granddaughter. So what do you guys think? The deputies stated that he made movements that were indicating he was about to shoot them after he had shot an 82-year-old woman and killed her and carjacked her granddaughter. You got a lot of information going into this situation now. Questionable. Justified. Justified. We're getting a lot of justifieds. We demand more Borks. We're getting justified. I'm not sure, actually. Someone says I'm not sure. Questionable. Justified. We're getting more justifieds. This is the law. Look a little tense. No, I'm good, man. I've been sitting here drinking these alcoholic waters because I drank beer all week, so I'm trying to, I'm trying to get a little hydrated. All right, justified. Wait. Justified. Questionable. Justified. Ooh, man, we're getting more justifieds than anything. A lot of questionables, though. You know what? Let's do number 3 on questionables.
Donut, how much for your mustache?
He donated $420, son.
My mantle and glance at it while sipping a smooth whiskey and smoking on my pipe. Keep it up, love what you do.
You can't have the mustache, man. I ain't never getting rid of it now. I finally grew it back. Alcoholic waters are the best. They really are pretty fucking good, man. They're good to recover on. But you're supposed to swallow your spit, not breathe it. I don't know if you guys knew that. All right, moving on. Oh, we are on Kendall Lemoyne, 50 years old, out of Louisiana. Mother and son dead after shootout with police. Holy shit, did they both of them have a shootout with police? Started feeling like a freeloader. Ryan, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. He says he watched so many of my videos the past 2 weeks that he's starting to feel like a freeloader. Taser the spit. I should have just pepper sprayed the spit that tried to choke me to death. Did you guys see that shit? Should have shot it. Should have shot the spit. It tried to kill me and then flee down my windpipe. Trey has a $2 super chat. And he says, lasagna. Man, you motherfucking iFunny stole my lasagna meme. You guys see that shit? The guy that's robbing the Jimmy Johns, and I was drunk that night, and I made up this whole lasagna voiceover. iFunny stole the shit out of that. So did like every other meme Instagram page. All right, back on to what we were talking about. Second person died following an April 11th gunfight with the sheriff's deputies in rural North Louisiana. Louisiana State Police said Saturday news release the 50-year-old Kendall Lemoyne died at a trauma center. State police said deputies in Wynn Parish had gone to a residence to serve an arrest warrant on Lemoyne when they were met by him and 71-year-old Betty Lemoyne. We went over this one, didn't we? We went over this one. They just doubled this one. It was the 2 people. Yeah, it was the 2 people on the porch in Louisiana. They went to serve arrest warrants and they opened fire and killed one of them. I guess the second one died. Oh, that's what it is. The second one finally died and it was on April 12th. Okay, so this would be justified. Because we said the other one was justified. Because they exchanged fire with deputies after the deputies came just to serve an arrest warrant. They found them on the porch with guns and they exchanged gunfire. Okay. This was the other half of the one we talked about earlier. Gotcha. Hey, Donut just subbed. My son's a federal officer in the Coast Guard and likes a Fed officer in the Coast Guard and likes your work. Also, whoever mentioned the police shooting experiment, it looks interesting. I'll check it out after Mustache Donut. Yeah, you said it was like Jesse James. Somebody named Jesse James did that shit. The fucking morons. Oh, man. I'm not going to repeat that. Lockwood Adrian Gibson, 49 years old, of California. Oh, man. What are we on? We're on 2 hours. Going on 2 hours here. I told you we're going over the entire month of April. Hold on, need some more alcoholic water. Damn, I should have went and got a cold one before I opened this one up. I've only had one alcoholic water for 2 hours. I seriously need to come to Cedar Point. That's what my friends have been telling me. What day are we on? April 20th. We still have 10 days left. All right. Hold on. I need to remind myself why I'm doing this.
Police be tripping now.
Police be tripping now. All right. Let's fucking see how bad the police are tripping. You guys can say I'm fucking biased all you want, but if you've sat here and you've watched this entire thing, have I seriously been that biased? That's why I have 3 questionable, 11s with not enough info, 1 what the fuck, and then 1 other what the fuck that was a volcano. We need to clear that one up. Alright, volcano. There we go. Oh, vehicle pursuit ended with a fatal officer-involved shooting. Officer David Martinez, California Highway Patrol spokesman, said the driver and only occupant of the vehicle who had been pursued for reckless driving was shot and killed. No officers were injured. They began the pursuit at 4 p.m. Deputies took the chase over at Highway 49. It was for reckless driving. Blah, blah, blah. They were chasing him. Officer used a pit maneuver to bring the vehicle to a stop. They were forced to use deadly force. The shooting is still under investigation. And that's all we have. That means not enough info. Justified bias. I'm only biased to myself. I'm trying. The first question was, should move to not enough information. Is this a monthly thing? If not, it should be. Maybe we will make this a monthly thing. You know why? Because
Police be tripping now.
Police be tripping. Okay. I almost forgot. All right, Terrence Carlton. I'm getting tired of doing this, so we're gonna I'm not getting tired of doing this because it's providing a service to law enforcement all over the country. I promised you guys I was going to sit here and I was going to do the entire month of April. And that's what I'm fucking doing. TBI identifies double shooting suspect. Ooh, a double shooting suspect. Memphis police officer is off the job after investigators say he shot and killed a suspect in 2 shootings. Police say the officer, whose name hasn't been released, has been relieved of duty while the shooting death is investigated. What? Detectives say the officer shot Terrence Carlton after Carlton shot 2 men a block apart and threatened to kill the officer. An officer approached the suspect and some type of confrontation occurred. The officer fired his duty weapon, striking the suspect. Why is he off the fucking job? Why is he relieved of duty? Officer shot a person who had shot 2 men. What? He went for help, knocking on their door. His friend went outside and ended up getting shot. Oh, okay, so this is a suspect that shot his friend. The officer tried to stop Carlton, but the investigators say he refused to follow orders. He reached for his waist and threatened the officer. The officer shot him after he shot 2 people. So why the fuck is the officer... Why is the officer relieved of duty? The guy shot 2 people. Have you guys seen this one? I'm reading chat because maybe you guys know more about this one than I do. But I don't understand. A person shot 2 people, and the officer pulled his gun out and ordered him to stop, and he reached for his waistband, and the officer shot him. I don't. Have you guys... The deputy has killed 2 people. The deputy killed 2 people? I need to... Hold on. I need to read this. He shot and killed a suspect in 2 shootings. The article mistook it for admin leave. Maybe that's what it was in. Yeah, they probably mean admin leave. But relieved of duty kind of as it's kind of different from admin leave. And I don't know, in my head. Whatever. Okay, that's justified. The guy shot 2 people. Officer shot him. But relieved of duty, that just... I don't know. Usually administrative leave is... Alright. Alright, moving on. We still got a lot to go over. Timothy Wayne Anderson, 48 years old. Paid leave. Does that make sense? Paid leave. Bad wording. Yeah. Oh shit, there's a video? Wait. I'm not going to show that. Why? Because this video is going to get monetized. I have not... I've cursed a few times, but I think this video could be completely monetized. I missed a super chat? What'd I miss? Please be tripping now. Should be your new Twitch sub sound. That's a fucking good idea. I'm writing that down. Police be tripping. New sub sound. That's a good idea. Haven't done that yet. What browser do I use? Chrome. Wait, why am I doing this, guys? I don't remember.
Police be tripping now.
Police be tripping now. That's right. That's why I'm doing this. Where the fuck are we at? Domestic abuse. Caller said Timothy Wayne Anderson, 48 years old, was threatening her with a knife when the officers arrived. They heard screaming coming from the house. That's a bad sign. I got a good story about saving a deaf woman, by the way, a domestic disturbance. I don't know if I've told it a few times on stream, but it's been a while. That's exigent circumstances to kick a door open, by the way. Anderson then reportedly charged the officers with a knife. They told him to drop the knife, and they opened fire on him. That's probably it right now. Just from the screenshot, I can see a guy running at officers with a knife, so that's justified. We're going to go with 57 there. Matthew Hartman, 27 years old. What'd you do, Matthew? Homicide suspect. Oh, Matthew was a homicide suspect. I am the only one talking here, sir. Excuse me, this is my channel. Fuck off. The suspect in a Muskegon. It's Muskegon, isn't it? I'm fucking right. He was shot and killed by law enforcement officers in Ottawa County. Sunday, investigators are identifying the man as 27-year-old from West Olive. The 27-year-old male had his wife at gunpoint, presented outside with a gun to her head, and the officers engaged him where he was shot and deceased. Hey, did Gregory have something to do with this? Gregory, did you go down there to handle this situation for him, dude? It must have been Greg. Greg had to have had something to do with this. Shot a hostage taker in the face. That's Greg. That's justified, though. Miguel out of Kentucky. What'd you do, Miguel? 37-year-old Miguel Vivas. Words are hard. You guys don't know about Lieutenant Gregory Foster of the Fairbanks Police Department? Maybe you should watch more of my videos. Have I ever been golfing? I've been drinking and had golf clubs with me and attempted to hit them. Hit the ball with the clubs. Yeah. The man shot and killed by police has been identified. Shooting happened Sunday. Walls was flagged down by a resident. That's the officer? Yeah, the officer was flagged down by residents at 4:20 p.m. Wonder what the suspects were doing at 4:20 p.m. He was chasing another man with a gun. Holy shit. When Officer Waltz got to the scene, he found 2 men. One of them shot. Waltz asked the one guy to drop his handgun numerous times, and he refused. He followed the other suspect. When Phelps happened to be coming by, Phelps was not on duty or in uniform. They both confronted Escalante told him to drop his gun, but he refused. Both officers fired when he pointed his gun at them. Pointed his gun at officers. After he shot a person, they told him multiple times to drop it. That's justified. She said the Port Authority lady, Karen, said they were so glad she was gone because she's a pain in the ass. Nancy, that's awesome to hear. That's awesome. What's the volcano about? You guys missed the volcano? It destroyed 26 homes. You guys didn't know that? Fucking volcano. They should have shot that fucking volcano. They didn't. Hawaii police officers are out of line. Carlos High. Out of Texas. Armed man was killed. Oh, fuck off. No. I want my information for free. Is this the same one I just clicked on? That's the same one I just clicked on. Nope. Ah, shit. Was it Control Shift T? Yeah, Control Shift T opens your last tab that was open, by the way, on Chrome, everyone. I mean, yeah, Control Shift T. Shooting. God damn it. I'm gonna read it before it pops up. Fuck, I don't want you. I'm gonna have to open it incognito. Well, by the way, guys, if you don't want to pay for paywall, just go open incognito mode. Usually that works. You guys won't be able to see this, but I'll read it to you. Authorities were called to an area for a welfare check just before 1:30 when the passerby reported seeing a man slumped in his vehicle in the store parking lot. Officers approached the vehicle and noticed he had pulled out a rifle. They unholstered their guns and non-lethal weapons and started to negotiate with him, who refused to put his hands in the air. The officers retreated and, fearing for their lives, opened fire. He pulled the rifle 2 more times and fired at police, who returned fire. Okay, I would say that's justified. Shit, where were we at? Fuck. That was Carlos. Okay, we're on unnamed person on Texas now on April 24th. We're getting closer, guys. Screenshot it real fast. Oh, near San Antonio, Riverwalk downtown. San Antonio police are investigating an officer-involved shooting. According to the man was shot and killed on the 7th floor of the hotel. They received an initial call for disturbance at around 5:15 a.m. The hotel staff saw the man, who then ran and made his way upstairs into an elevator. Suspect, who was not identified, attempted to forcibly make his way into one of the guest rooms. Would that be a home invasion if it's a hotel? Huh? Is our friend Mustache Medic in here, who just got out of the academy? Can he answer that for us? A lieutenant who spoke at the scene said the fatal shooting involved Park Police and SAPD's downtown bike patrol, with one officer from each unit firing at the man. He has been trying to jimmy his way into the 7th floor. The man was dressed as a laborer with boots and plaster dust on his body. Did he have a gun? That's not enough info, guys. Brove, can I look at that one? Yeah, man. Ooh, yes, it is a domicile. Hotel invasion? I don't think there's not a charge for hotel invasion. Counts as a domicile. All right, 21-year-old Demonte Jordan. I made a video about this one. That was the kid that was supposedly in his own backyard, even though, yeah. Oh, Demonte Jordan.
That was my first thing, was oh my gosh. And he slept through the whole thing.
Oh, this is the one. Never mind. This is the one
Deadly police shooting
where he shot through his own. The cop shot through his own windshield. Yeah, because he shot at the cops first. Yeah, 61 justified. Why don't they tase your bias? Thanks, Rocker. I appreciate it, man. Why are we on YouTube? Because we're going over every single police shooting in April. All right, unnamed man from Texas. Because why? Because why, everyone?
Police be tripping now.
Police be tripping now. That's why we're going over all these. Amarillo, please. Oh, this is not your channel, lady. Shh. All right. Police responded to the 4100 block of Harmony on a report of a man armed with a gun suffering from a mental health emergency. Here's something about people with mental health emergencies when police arrive on scene. They don't have a big fucking sign on their forehead that says, I'm suffering from a mental health emergency. If they have a gun or a knife, or they're harming or they're harming or threatening other people, police act accordingly. Because they don't walk around with a t-shirt with big letters on it that say, I'm suffering from a mental health issue. I'm just pointing that out real quick. Sorry. Police say he came out of a home holding a gun, then fired a round as he walked back inside and proceeded to fire the gun several more times while in the house. SWAT and negotiators were called to the scene. Police say he exited the house for a second time and fired his gun again. That's when an officer fired back, striking the man. That's justified. They didn't even fire the first time he shot his gun off. They let him go back in the house and then negotiated with him. Wait, you mean police can't read minds? Isn't that fucking weird? Jesse Schlegel, 41 years old, out of Colorado. We're almost there, boys. We're at the top of the list. Oh, you look like a felon. A burglary suspect was shot by an officer following a police chase. It began as a call for burglary. 1 week. Officers arrived on scene to make contact with the business owner and received information that the suspect in the burglary in progress was in an area just outside the building. Officers tried to apprehend him when he took off running. A foot pursuit ensued, and at least one shot was fired. No officers were injured. The suspect was hit and transported to a local hospital. While an officer was chasing him, Schlegel reportedly drew a pistol and brandished it toward a citizen who was also on scene. The officer fired at the suspect, hitting him more than once. He was suspected in a burglary. He ran from police officers. He pointed a gun at a civilian. 63. Justified. Cops should read minds. I know. Ohio demands donut meetup. Blazing Saddles love donut. Blazing Saddles. Christopher, what are you referencing there? A black sheriff? I haven't seen that movie in forever. Charles Bowe, 36 years old, out of Colorado. Bank robbery suspect shot, killed by police in busy Denver intersection. A man wanted for multiple bank robberies. Damn. Officers pulled up behind the suspect's vehicle, stopped at an intersection, and attempted to pull him over. When he noticed the officers, he tried to get away by pulling forward and ramming his vehicle between two cars stopped in front of him in the light. At that point, officers opened fire, killing the unnamed suspect. Police say he had brandished a handgun before 3 officers shot the suspect. A weapon was found in the vehicle. I can believe that. He was suspected in several bank robberies. He rammed a few vehicles trying to get away, brandished a gun at officers, and was subsequently, I love that word, shot and killed. 64. When's the adhesive on my fake mustache going to go off? Do I prefer donuts or brownies? Donuts, man. Come on, don't even ask me that question. Edward Davidson, thank you so much for the super chat, sir. Lester, thank you. Jake, thank you so much. Oh, God damn. Texan Pride, see you later. Have a good night. What's the volcano? It's the suspect that they should have shot and killed. Destroyed 26 homes. Fucking Hawaii police. You know what Hawaii police are doing?
Police be tripping now.
Hawaii police are tripping now. Isaac Jackson, 42 years old, of Kentucky. Died of gunshot wounds. I could be a coroner, I think. Well, he got shot and he's dead. Died of gunshot wounds. Now pay me $200,000 a year. I'm just playing. I know they have a difficult job. According to police, they received a call about a disturbance. When the officers arrived at a home, they entered to find the suspect armed with multiple knives. He attacked the officers, injuring one of them with a knife, and officers shot and fucking killed him. That's justified, sorry. If you stab a cop and you get shot, and if you die, that's justified. Michael Snyder, 39 years old, of Arizona. What's my favorite donut? The ones that are pink. Sweetheart, I know you're trying to talk. This is my channel. Phoenix police say a suspect died after he was taken into custody. Ooh. Ooh, in custody death. Officers deployed a taser on him while he was resisting arrest. They took him into custody. During the arrest, he became unresponsive, and officers attempted life-saving measures until fire personnel took over. It sounds like he might have had a heart condition or something. They tased him, and he died. What do you guys think? Questionable? Not enough info. I'd say not enough info. Questionable or not enough info? Accident? Do we need an accident category? We might need an accident category. Because we did what the fuck for the guy that died from a taser after he pointed a gun at an officer. That's what the fuck. Peculiar. Accident? I'd say that's accidental. I don't think that falls into any other things. Questionable? It's an in-custody death, though. Would it be questionable? All right, we'll do questionable. Or, I mean, accidental. Let's do accidental. That was if they just tased a guy because it was a disturbance and he died, that's a complete accident. All right. Moving along. We're almost there. Anthony Lamar Carter, 22 years old, out of Texas. Oklahoma suspect dead. Alleged kidnapping, stabbing victim in serious but stable condition. Huh?
Information I've received that the police department initiated the...
An Oklahoma man is dead after being shot by Texas law enforcement as he was stabbing a woman. We'll just chalk that up as justified. Evil Bunny Fufu says that's going to be considered volcano. Mira Michelizio, 56 years old, out of California. She began reversing a car at a high rate of speed towards a deputy, forcing him and another deputy to fire at her, ultimately killing her. She was trespassing on her property. When asked to leave, she refused and made threats to shoot the residents. She was acting strange from the start. We don't know what attracted her. There was no yard sale, nothing. She said there was a yard sale, and there wasn't. She didn't even know us. Butte County deputies, the Butte County deputies, responded. On scene, the deputies found her in the front yard and her vehicle parked in the driveway. Officials said the deputies approached her. She had her hands behind her back, refusing directions from Deputy Lair to stop and show her hands. Officials added, based on the threats to shoot the residents, the deputies were worried she had a gun. When she continued to ignore the deputies' commands to show her hands and then walked to her vehicle and got in the driver's seat, officials said she quickly started the vehicle, put it in reverse, and accelerated backwards at a high rate of speed toward Deputy Lair. As the vehicle came close to Deputy Lair, he attempted to move, but noted that it appeared she was steering the vehicle towards him. Fearing he was in danger of being ran over, he fired 7 shots from his gun to the vehicle. Officials say at the same time, Deputy Barker, who was standing nearby, fired 6 shots into the vehicle. All right, so you got somebody... For your resolve. Thanks, Nicholas. So you got somebody saying that they're going to kill the residents of a home that she doesn't even know. She gets into the car. Deputies arrive on scene. She refuses directions to remove her hands from behind her back, stating that she wanted to shoot the people in the house. Gets in her car, reverses towards deputies at a high rate of speed. They both open fire and kill her. What do you guys think? Justified. Weaponized vehicle, someone says. A car is a 4,000-pound bullet. Political reaction says this is going to be volcano. Actually, that's Uranus Impala says that. Justified. That's 67. We are almost there. Patricia Muntian, 24 years old, out of California. Wait, this guy's name was Patricia? Petrica. Petrica? That's it Patricia fucking Petrica. Hey, Trado. Nicholas, thank you so much for my resolve. Anaheim Police. Petrica. That's Petrica. Officers responded April 12th, my son's birthday, to reports of a domestic violence incident between Muntian and his mother, but Muntian fled the scene. Domestic violence. What did I tell you guys? Most dangerous call for police officers. Don't ever let your guard down, no matter how simple the call may be, especially on domestic violences. He tried to run when officers attempted to contact him the next morning. They used less than lethal rounds to detain him, but he continued where an officer-involved shooting occurred. A BB gun that resembled a firearm was recovered from the scene. The officer's body cameras were activated. I'm going to guess he pointed it at them, but we don't go on guesswork here, do we? We go on facts. So that's why we're going to research this one just a little bit more. A BB gun that resembled a real weapon was found on scene after police officers were searching for him. So what happened? Ryan, thank you so much. Alexander A. Brove. Yeah, hold on, Brove. Let me copy that real quick. Brove gave me 2 super chats requesting me to look at this one. I'll look at that here in just a second. Not enough info. You guys think not enough info? Let's look at this real quick. Respond to the call. We got that one. Officers. Oh, here we go. He fled from the scene as police arrived. Shortly after, just 25 to 30 yards from the scene of the incident, officers saw him place a handgun under his chin. Officers took cover and demanded that he stop, but he ran and managed to escape from the officers. On Friday, when they found him again, he exhibited similar behavior as the night before. He did not cooperate with police at that point and led officers to an apartment complex where an officer-involved shooting occurred. Police said the officers tried giving him verbal commands to stop and also used less than lethal means trying to get him to stop before opening fire. The officers were wearing body cameras. Video shows a Honda sedan with a bullet hole parked in the apartment complex. A rifle, a set of keys, and 3 cell phones were seen near the car, along with a splatter of blood. The rifle seen in the video was later confirmed to be a police beanbag gun. Not enough info. I would say not enough info. I mean, I think it's a suicide by cop. There's really not enough info. Even, with them saying that the police had body cameras, the body cameras aren't on here. I'm going with not enough info on that one. Volcano? Jake says it's volcano. I don't know if that falls under the volcano category. All right, we're going to look at Alexandria. Alexandria. Is this what did you want me to look for? Need more info? Oh, fuck. What do you said Alexandria Ave, right? Alexandria Ave. I copied exactly what you said. Brove Cheesecake. He donated twice and wanted me to look at this, but was it this one? No. Left on Alexandria Avenue. No, that's just looking up Alexandria Avenue. I don't know, but I gotta continue with this, buddy. Hey, Don't Glover channel. What's your opinion on tasers? The recent incident when the mentally handicapped man in the shower died by the officers using the taser 16 to 18 times. Someone else was asking me about that. I haven't even seen that incident yet, bud. I'm gonna have to look that up. But we're almost done with this, so let me finish this. Taser. What did you say? Taser mentally handicapped. Then it shocked him 12. That happened in 2017, bro. That says June 12th, 2017. Taser mentally handicapped, chased him 12 times. Was that a different one? Is it this one? Sedation. Hold on. We're almost done with this, so I really want to finish it. Didn't follow. Naked unarmed man 4 days ago. Oh, I bet this is it. All right, we're gonna look at this here in a second, guys. I want to finish this up because we're almost done with it. Shukri Ali said, 36 years old, out of Georgia. We're a few away. Woman killed in Johns Creek. Officer involved. Shooting identified. Knife wielding woman. Dispatched to an area 911. An address. Demented person armed with a knife. That was the call that came in. Officers encountered a woman now identified as said near Northview High School. Several attempts were made to de-escalate the encounter through the use of less than lethal force. Those efforts included the use of a taser and foam impact rounds. So they're using 40 Mike beanbags or foam rounds on her. They attempted to use tasers, beanbag rounds. Suspect refused to drop the knife. 2 officers opened fire. What do you guys think? They attempted to use tasers, beanbag rounds. She had knives. I'm going with justified on this one off the top of my head, but I want to see what you guys have. Thank you for your service to Country Lover Channel. Keep it the awesomeness. Thank you, DT523. I really appreciate the super chat. Oh, man. Not enough info? What do you guys think? I'm kind of thinking justified on this one, especially if you use a taser and foam impact rounds, and then you have to shoot. I'm thinking they used everything they could have. But did they use a barrier? You guys seen that video where the guy has a knife and the fucking... I think it's Spanish police come up behind him and hit him in the head with a barrier. All right, everyone in chat saying justified. We're gonna go 68 on justified. Norberto Hernandez Leon out of California. Reports officers. Someone called 911 at around 2 a.m. to report shots fired at the Extended Stay America Hotel in Long Port Court. Officers found a man waving a gun in the hallway. He then shot himself and confronted officers, threatening them with the firearm. Fearing for their safety, the officers shot the man. That's justified. 69. Unnamed person out of Colorado, it looks like. A wanted man was shot and killed by police. They were trying to find a man. They tried to talk to the suspect. He pulled out a weapon. That's when he was fatally shot by officers. Approximately 6 p.m., North Canton Police Department was contacted by Westminster Police Department Special Enforcement Team. Ooh, their Vice team. They were looking for a wanted party at approximately 6:37 p.m. They were advised of shots fired in the stated area. Westminster Special Enforcement Team and advised they attempted to contact the wanted party. He displayed a weapon and fired at the suspect. Suspect was pronounced dead on scene. That's when they attempted to contact the wanted party. This fucking report doesn't even make sense. Westminster Special Enforcement Team and Safe Streets Task Force advised that when they attempted to contact the wanted party, he displayed a weapon and officers fired. Oh, okay. That just looked weird in little letters there. All right. So wanted guy pointed a gun at officers. Justified. Cry Shinerbach? Yeah, we got Shinerbach here. Brian Scott Teets. His name's Teets. 35 years old. Man shot last week by Shelby Township Police dies. Brian Scott Teets died on Saturday. He committed suicide by, excuse me. He told an officer on the phone he was going to come outside and shoot police. Less than a minute later, he exited his girlfriend's house and fired one shot, causing officers to shoot him. All right, so he said he was going to kill he said he was, what did he say? He told an officer he was going to come outside and shoot police. He walked outside, fired one shot, and they killed him. Okay. 71. Unnamed person. Indiana, looks like. That's what IA means, right? Our internal affairs. Every time I hear IA. Exchange with state trooper. He exchanged several gunshots with the state trooper. The deputy found Ewing and an unidentified woman involved in a dispute. Ewing pointed and fired a handgun at the deputy who returned fire, killing him. Justified. 72. Brandon Busher. We are almost there. When pot becomes legal, I assume cops and military can toke on the weekends, right? I mean, if it's made federally legal, I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, even like in California, Colorado, where it's legal, police officers and military still can't do it because it's federally, you know, illegal. Man who had been barred from a casino was chased from the casino. That's where the man and officer got into a scuffle, and the man was shot while trying to disarm an on-duty officer. The officer suffered minor injuries, so he tried to disarm an officer. 73. Unnamed person, California. Burglar fatally shot by police. Remember, we're not going off the title. Burglary was reported. Officers arrived at the home, which was having some type of construction work. God damn, my ass is falling asleep. Alright, so it sounds like squatters, probably crackheads. Or they're in there doing fucking... They're just in there doing drugs. It was a home under construction. Squatters. As they searched the home, the officers came in contact with a man, and an officer-involved shooting occurred. The man was struck by gunfire. No details were released. Alright, I'm not digging. We're going to go with not enough info. I think I've already proven my point with the numbers up on the screen, but we're going to finish this out because I'm not going to quit. North Carolina. Zachary says, could I send more to show my appreciation for you? Wish I could send more. Any advice for when my background investigator makes his home visit? I fucking have no clue, man. If it was the media, all the cases would be unjustified, right? JK says Mentos. Christopher French says hashtag nobody matters. I like that, man. We need fucking Thanos to swoop down and do his thing. Michael Scott Nibbs out of North Carolina. Let's see what Michael did. Macon County out of North Carolina. Officials say Macon County deputies were dispatched to 164 Pheasant Drive. After reports of a dispute between neighbors regarding boards with nails placed on a driveway. Uh-oh, somebody's setting up booby traps. The first deputy arrived at around 11:55 Sunday and began interviewing the original caller and involved parties while conducting the investigation. A Macon County deputy was confronted by an armed suspect. The deputy gave repeated commands to drop the weapon. The suspect took an aggressive action toward the deputy, prompting the deputy to discharge his weapon in self-defense, who struck and killed the suspect. Alright. Deputy was investigating somebody putting fucking a board with nails in the road. Someone approached him with a gun and pointed their gun at him. 74. A body. Gadritskiber, 64 years old. The last person killed in April of 2018. Looks like Ohio. April 30th, 2018. Columbus police kill suspect after stabbing leaves 3 dead. Alright, guys, remember. I don't have to say it again. We're not going off the title. Don't ever go off the fucking title, no matter what it says. Suspect in stabbings left 3 dead and 1 injured was shot and killed by a responding police officer. Justified? Alright, so what did we learn tonight, everyone?
Police be tripping now. Police be tripping now. Police be tripping now. Police be tripping now.
Police are tripping now. Donnell Glover. Looks like he just jumped out of an alleyway. You're such an attractive young man, Donald. What are you doing to yourself? Anyways. Oh, fuck. What did we learn tonight? The police aren't tripping. Holy shit. Fuck, man. Ain't that weird? So, the final tally for the night. We have 1 accidental death. This is all by police. 1 volcano, which police should have shot, and I'm very disappointed in our Hawaii brethren for not shooting that volcano. 1 WTF, that was the guy who pointed a gun at officers but was tased and died. And that's all we could find about it. 15 with not enough info. We just need a little bit more research done. I probably could do the research, but I've already been on here for 3 hours, so I'm not going to. 3 questionable, where we're kind of like, I don't know. That may not have shot them. Maybe they shouldn't have shot him. We didn't find any completely not justified. That's weird. 75 justifiable deaths caused by police in April of 2018. Who's tripping? Guys, who's tripping? Is it the police? I don't know if the police be tripping. I don't know. It kind of seems like to me, you got a bunch of regular ass people thrown into a fucking impossible job with unreasonable expectations. Welcome to policing. Well, that's what we learned tonight. Police aren't fucking tripping. Donnell Glover needs to go check out KilledByPolice.net. Fucking love his music too, man. That's what sucks. Anyways, everyone, I'm at 2 hours and 45 minutes into this stream. What time it? Squirt? I think I hear a squirt screaming for me. Hold on, guys. Shit. Hold on, I think Squirt's screaming. Maybe you guys get to see Squirt. Give me just a second. Turtle. Say hello to all my friends. Oh, look who I found. Mr. Squirt. Could you say hello to everybody for me? No? Just utter silence. Alright. Well, Squirt tuck your whisker in my mouth. Squirt and I would like to wish everyone a very happy Sunday, and we hope that you don't have a bad case of the Mondays. There we go. Mwah. Good job. And we love you all. Right, Squirt? That's right. All right. He's fucking very mad at me. Okay, so, what did we learn? Police aren't tripping. Donnell Glover's tripping kind of a little bit. He needs to get his shit together. And I love you all. And I hope you have a fantastic Monday. That was a long 3 hours of police shootings, death, murder, a little bit of rape sprinkled in there, and a volcano. So, thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for supporting me. If you want to support me even further, you can pledge $1 or more at patreon.com/donutoperator. You can support me for free, but I still get money at twitch.tv/donutoperator if you have Amazon Prime and you want to subscribe to that. And there's also a pretty sweet merch store, donutoperator.com. I love you all. I'll say it again, and I'll never stop saying it. And you're all awesome. Hey, Donut, I'm a big fan, but one warning. Do you have any ideas for a new less than lethal weapon? Doesn't have to be perfect. A net gun. The Japanese have net guns. Why don't we have net guns, huh? I don't know. That'd make a good video. Try and come up with the perfect less than lethal weapon that's affordable. There's our $1 million idea, guys. Start getting those wheels turning. Send me some ideas on Twitter. Twitter.com/donutoperator. Love you guys. Net guns. That's what I'm saying, man. Fucking net guns. Why wouldn't you use a net gun? A blob gun, right? I got to get off. It's been 3 hours, and I have more alcoholic water to drink. Go over to, fuck, I don't know if I'm going to get on there. I say go to twitch.tv/donutoperator. There's no promise I'm going to be on there at all. I might, but I definitely need to just like take a few minutes of a break. Maybe eat some ramen. I'll check you guys out later. Good stream. Have a good night, everyone.